Good evening, baseball fans across Adelaide, Australia, and around the world. We can finally mutter the words that we've been dying to hear for months. Baseball in Australia is back. It comes in the form of Super League Baseball right here in South Australia, and it's brought to you by Just the Thing Furniture and Super League in Adelaide. It's been a leader in Australia in terms of baseball high performance innovation, so it's very fitting that the first live baseball back in Australia is right here in Adelaide. I'm Eric Ballnar, excited to be here with you all watching at home. To my left here is Chris Lawson, one of the general managers of the team, and to my right here is Michael Dunn. Both of these gentlemen played a big instrumental role in setting up the Super League, both from year one and this year. Gentlemen, Dunny, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Smokey, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Now, things are a little bit different from the Super League if you've watched it in different years. Every year is a little bit different. This year it's a little bit different in the terms that we're not doing a draft this year. In the past, we've drafted players. You guys have sat around a table at a hotel and drafted the best of the best. This year, we've sliced up the state in three: the North, the South, and the West. You're the general manager of the North. They're playing today. You're the general manager of the West. They're playing today. How did you guys go about making roster decisions on who's on your teams?
Well, I guess it came down to people having to register to play, wanting to play first. But the beauty of this and the way it's come about is just about all the top tier players in the state have registered to play and registered their interest to play. So what we're rolling out there this year is a pretty competitive three-team league.
Yep, and that's effectively it. You've condensed the talent a little bit as well, too. Now in the North, you've got players to choose from where? You've got Kensington Baseball Club, Port Adelaide, East Torrens, Northern Districts, and
Golden Grove.
Correct. So there was about 40 players that registered. You had to go and choose the best 25 available.
Yeah, so Powley and I sat down, Craig Powell, the head coach, sat down and went through all the players and worked out who was playing at which level, and obviously we wanted to have the best core of players out of those 6 teams to play. Picked our 25-man squad, and away we go tonight and see how we go.
I'm sure we'll talk a lot about the roster and the players a little later on, but we're also back to just 7 innings in this game. And it's not a 9-inning game, but last year we only got 4 or 5 games in with some condensed rules and speed-up rules and some gimmicks, call it in 90-minute games. Why 7 innings or 2 hours?
The reason it changed, because we're only playing 1 game. So the last couple of years in the Super League, there was 2 games.
Doubleheader.
We had to rush to get that first game in, so the second game didn't start too late. Guys weren't out here till 11 o'clock at night. So there's a bit of that pressure off this year that it's 1 game. We should easily get 7 innings. We've got some pretty good pitching across most of the teams. It's not going to be blowouts that are going to go 15-13 and take 3 innings to play the whole game. It's going to go pretty quick. The players are all aware that they need to hustle in and out, and I think we'll get through a lot of 7 innings games this year.
Now, pitcher rules are still the same, though, in terms of they can only throw 30 pitches, I believe, and they have to face minimum 3 batters?
Minimum 3 batters, but you can close an innings out, the same as in the big leagues. So if you come in with 2 outs and you needed to get 1 out and you get that out, your job's done.
So is there more or less of an importance on pitching this season in a longer 7-inning game compared to that 3 or 4 inning?
Yeah, definitely. You're going to need more arms. 30 pitches, 7 innings. In a regular game, you're probably playing, throwing 120, 150 pitches you've got to find in a game. So it's about having those arms and having those quality arms out there to make this a good competitive.
Now, there is one wrinkle in true Super League fashion. That's the Joker card. Each team, once per game, can walk out there and they can throw a Joker card out there, which means runners start on first and second in that inning. They can only do it once. There's going to be some time constraint. What do you think of this wrinkle, Chris Lawson?
I love it. I think games can be won or lost off this wrinkle, to tell you the truth. Like, you could have a 4-run inning out of that with runners on base, or if you fail to execute when it happens, you've blown your Joker card, you've blown your opportunity.
Now, how do you play it? Do you start off right off the bat, or do you try to hold it right to the very end?
Well, we've spoken about that. With the weather, maybe you play it early in case the rain comes, but if it's going to hold off, maybe you want to play it with your 3-4 guys up, see who's pitching for the other team, if there's potentially one of their weaker arms on the hill. Well, it's really up to the coach, and there's going to be a lot of strategy involved, and hopefully Clothing gets it right week 1 for the Rays.
Now, this is probably going to be a science that you're going to have to figure out as the season goes on. Did you have discussions with your coaching staff before the game on how this would play out?
Yeah, it's the same thing. We're not sort of sure. It's a bit of suck it and see type thing, because you may use it early and then you may not. So if you blow a game out, you may not use it at all. But we'd preference our preferences to get our big guys up. Your 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. Maybe they have a lesser arm on the hill when that happens. And the other part of that rule is that as soon as the pitcher's on the mound, they can't change their pitcher.
Oh, really?
No.
So you can take a look who's on the mound.
Correct.
And then say, you know what, I like our matchups, the lefties, the righties, whatever you're looking at there.
Yep.
That's
the pitcher then must throw to at least 3 hitters.
So if you hear us talking about the Joker card during the game, that's what it is. We're moments away as the teams are starting to take the field. The Rays are the home team in this game. The Marlins are the visitors. They'll be batting first. Here is the lineup. Brody Areola from Port Adelaide Baseball Club, he bats first. Sean Maple from Kensington bats second. Cesar Perez, Golden Grove, he bats third. Austin Gallagher, he'll be in the middle of the lineup and a bat to be feared for sure. From Kensington, Bass Noy, also Kensington, he'll be batting fifth. Charlie Ashcroft, probably one of the better two-way players in the game. He's batting sixth. Mike Bishop batting seventh from Kensington. Patrick Inglis, Port Adelaide in right field. He's batting eighth. And Jack Platten, the young player from Kensington, is in center field. The defensive alignment out there for the Rays right now. Out in left field, Griffin Weber, Jack Partington, and Nathan Vanderlinden. You've got Dan Turner at third base, Ty Forney at shortstop, Sam McGarry at second, Mason Clavel at first, and Tom McGarry catching. And the starting pitcher on the mound is Jordy Gross. And I think both of you gentlemen will have some things to say about him. You always pick Jordy.
He was on my team. Yeah, he was on my team for the first 2 years. He's a good guy to get out there early. Throws a lot of strikes. Not overpowering, but throws a lot of strikes. If he's got good defense behind him, he'll get a lot of outs. They make some errors, he'll give up some runs, but if they can play good D, he'll get outs. He's a ground ball pitcher. He
was a guy that Dunny kept going to in Super League. He's a guy that you have on your side with the Western Rays now. What do you like about Jordy?
Yeah, we're excited to have him. He's a guy that keeps the ball down, should get those ground balls, and we've built a team on speed and defense, so we've got that defense behind him to hopefully he has a good outing and gets through a couple of innings for us in that 30-pitch limit.
Yep, Jordy Gross, he's been in the league, I think, a while now. He's becoming a bit of a baseball SA veteran, but he had a 3.96 ERA last season in the SABL with an 8-3 win-loss record across 72 innings. So that's not a small sample size. This is a guy that got it done consistently in Super League and Baseball SA throughout the entire year. So we are moments away from getting started. The Marlins will be batting first. Dunny,
yes.
How did you go about selecting your team when you were thinking about the offensive part of the game?
We've got a good mix of speed at the top and speed at the bottom, and some big bats in the middle. So we've also tried to put some guys that can run in front of lefties. So it's a bit of an easier task for guys to run against lefties. Areola is a leadoff guy, quick. Pretty good footballer as well as far as I hear, and he's a good asset to have out here, and hopefully he can go further along with his baseball. He's a well-built kid, looks like a bit of an athlete, and I think he'll be a bit of an asset for us.
Well, Brody Areola, do you remember a couple of years ago when the ABL team here was the Adelaide Bite? He had a debut to remember against Sydney in the last series. I think he went 4 for 4 in that game. He had a single and 2 doubles and scored a couple runs, but not a lot of kids as a 16-year-old burst on the scene with a 4 for 4 game in the Australian Baseball League.
Absolutely.
That's great, yeah.
Very good footballer as well, too, but he will be the first person to swing the bat in the modified version of the Super League for 2020. Jordy Gross on the mound. Gentlemen, best of luck to both of your teams. Let's hear a prediction from you.
Well, of course the Marlins are going to win. I think it's going to be tight. Teams haven't, club ball hasn't even started yet, so there's still guys having a lot of at-bats. I think pitching will overpower hitting early in the competition just because club ball hasn't started yet and they haven't seen a lot of at-bats. But I'm predicting something pretty close, maybe a one-run game somewhere in the end, and hopefully the Aqua Blue team gets up.
What do you reckon, Chris?
I reckon 3-2 Rays. You're right. It's going to be a close game, low-scoring game. I'd like to see some runs. That fence is brought in, so we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game.
Well, Brody Areola is in the batter box. Jordy Gross steps on the mound. The right-handed pitcher from Henley and Grange. He will make the first pitch of the Super League season. And all across Australia, we have baseball, and that is in there for a first pitch strike. Now, Dunny, you did allude to that a little earlier. These guys haven't played in 6-7 months. I mean, as you guys have both played the game, what does a layoff like that do to you?
Well, it's tough. I mean, they've done some pre-season work. A couple of teams, most of the teams have played 1 or 2 trial games already because they're only 3 weeks away from starting. So they've had a few at-bats, but, coming out facing 80, somewhere anywhere between 80 to 90. It's not something you can just stand in there and do. We know it's the hardest thing in the world to do. So they'll take their time to adjust a little bit. And I think in the end, you play good defense, you'll win early in the season because the bats are just not quite hot enough just yet.
Defense does usually win championships, as the old expression goes. It's a 1-2 count, and this one's just jammed a little bit. This is heading over to third base, and Dan Turner makes the first out of the Super League season. That is 1 away.
And that's a perfect example right there where a guy's bat's just not quite quick enough yet. You can see he gets jammed on maybe an 80, 82 mile an hour fastball because they just haven't seen enough pitching yet, and they just get jammed up a bit, and their bats are not caught up yet.
Chris, you were a pitcher as we watch Sean Maple come up to the plate. When you're going against guys early in the season, does your strategy change as a season goes on?
You fill up the zone. Early in the year, you fill up the zone. You want to try and get ahead of these guys, definitely. We know they're going to be slow, as Danny's alluded to. The bats are going to be slow. Just the eye, seeing the ball, it's a lot harder than it looks. So as you can see, Geordie right here is filling up the zone for us.
Sean Maple just fouls this one away, making it a 1-1 count. A young product at Kensington Baseball Club. This Marlins team is loaded with Kensington baseball players on there, and why not? They are the reigning premiers of the South Australian Baseball League competition. And Sean Maple certainly on the Adelaide Giants radar as well too, and a guy that went overseas and has played a little bit of college baseball as well too.
Yeah, so he's recently back. I spoke to him before the game. He's as long as the COVID settles down, he'll be back to school in January. Back over there, he's loving what's going on, playing baseball every day. And what more could you ask for as a young kid to be in college and just enjoying probably the greatest moments of your life? Yeah?
And he hits that one pretty hard down the line, and that one stays fair. And Sean Maple has the first hit. How many is it going to be? It's going to be a double. So Sean Maple just squeaks one in. It just finds its way fair. And there's a runner in scoring position. And yeah, he's out in college working on that hitting, and he's delivering for you right away.
That's perfect. That pitch is sort of middle away and just goes with it, hits it down the line, and picks himself up a nice double to start.
Cesar Perez. Now, he's an import player that sort of got stuck over here during COVID. I think he's found a lovely lady as well too, and now he's playing baseball full-time. Just won a championship with Los Bravos in winter ball, so he's played a little bit throughout the winter as well too at Golden Grove. He can pitch, he can play some defense. It's a lot for power. He's playing second today as well.
Yeah, he's a big kid, so he's got some power. He's played some semi-pro ball in his life, so he knows what it's about, and it's a good time for him to be up right here and hit a gap and score us a run.
Pitch down there in the dirt from Jordy Gross. Now, in terms of team strategies about how you just approach the game, I mean, all these players coming together for the first time, what do? Do you have a team meeting? Do you have a message group? How do you communicate what's going on?
Yeah, we have a message group, obviously, Facebook. It's the new world, isn't it?
It is.
Everyone's on that group. That's how we communicate, how we get in touch with everyone. We're not running a full roster at the minute. There's still people to come into the state, as we know. So that's how we keep in touch with them, how they know what's going on. And
that one chopped foul. It's a 1-2 count. Runner in scoring position for the first time of the very, very young season. We're only in the first game. And that one just a little bit outside, so it brings the count back to 2-2.
This is a situation where Geordie can afford to be a little bit fine, right? So we've got a free base at first. We've got a good hitter up. He's trying to get Perez to swing at a pitch that he can throw instead of trying to get something that he can drive, right? So.
But if I'm Geordie, Danny, I'm looking in that on deck circle.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That's another thing. Galley coming up as well, so. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get something, pretty straight here just to try and get an out.
That's a great point. Austin Gallagher, maybe the best hitter in the South Australian Baseball League, and he's being consistent with that, is standing on deck. So that would be something that's playing in your mind as a pitcher.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I guess they talk about picking your poison, right? But right now, you probably don't want to be pitching to Galley with 2 on.
That's hit hard up the middle, but it goes right to McGarry, who throws it over to first. They do advance the runner. but it is a 4-3 ground out. But now that guy that can hit the ball out of the park at any moment, he had 12 home runs last season in the South Australian Baseball League. Austin Gallagher steps into plate, and he can hit the ball a long way.
He can. He was last year's MVP in the Super League. 2 homers, 12 ribbies, I think, in his in the 6 games played. He absolutely destroyed the ball last year and was a big reason why the Clippers won the championship.
Hit 354 in 30 games last year.
And this is where Geordie can be fine, right? So he'll try and get Austin to swing at a pitch that he probably doesn't normally swing at, because it doesn't matter if he really just puts him on first base. So it's an interesting situation here, and now with the new home run fence and a little bit shorter as well, Eric. So that we've brought that in to try and score some more runs. And West Beach is hard to hit at as it is with the wind, so we have brought that fence in a little bit to try and score some more runs.
That's a great point. Like, that will play into home run hitters like Austin Gallagher's hand, very much so here. And the wind is swirling a little bit, but it's a bit calm right now. Probably at not an optimal time if you're Jordy Gross on the mound. 1-1 count. Gross versus Gallagher. We got a runner on third, but there's 2 outs. And Galley swings at this one. It's chopped down the line. It stays fair. It's bobbled a little bit at first. Galley hustling down there. Gross gets over and makes a great coverage there. It was Mason Clavel who bobbled it a little bit, but they do get the out. Now, that was a nice play from probably Jordy Gross on there.
Yeah, it was. And from Mason Clavel as well. He's playing a shallow right field with the big hitting lefty out there and knocked it down and got it in, and end of the inning got the out.
Yeah, I think Mason, he cherished his teeth there in that situation.
He wasn't playing shallow. He didn't
want to have any
got
part of
that on
that.
the grass.
Yeah.
Here's a look at it on the replay right here. What are we looking at?
Yeah, Galley just rolls over on a soft little curveball down the line. As we said, Mason was a fair way back because he didn't want any dental work done. And Geordie did a great job of getting over to get the out at first. Pitchers sometimes forget where they are and what they're doing, and if he's one step late there, Galley gets safe and we score a run.
Proving that pitchers are athletes too, right?
Yeah, and they know what they're doing out there, right? That's what they practice. Their PFP, it's part of every training session, right? And Geordie did that properly.
Yep. Well, the Western Rays made out of Glenelg, West Torrens. They're made up of Woodville, Adelaide Angels, and I'm forgetting the last one.
Henley and Grange.
And Henley and Grange, of course. And leading off is Ty Forney, he's from Adelaide. Mason Clavel from Glenelg. Tom McGarry, West Torrens. Tyrone Hambley, West Torrens, batting 4th. Sam McGarry, you guessed it, West Torrens, he's batting 5th. You'll never believe where the 6th hole is from.
West Torrens.
West Torrens. Dan Turner playing 3rd as well. Batting 7th is Jack Partington from Henley and Grange. Griff Weber, Henley and Grange. And Nathan Vanderlinden, a handy 9-hitter to have, playing right field and batting 9th. On the mound, a guy that is quite popular in the Adelaide baseball circles, the man they call Fitzy, Tom Fitzgerald. He has made his debut with the Adelaide Giants, a guy that played some college baseball and seems to be trying to get better all the time now. He's pitching against you. Or he's pitching for you, sorry.
Pitching for me.
He's pitching against you, but he's pitching for you, but he pitches for you with the Adelaide Giants as well, too, and you've seen a lot of the development of Fitzy.
He does. He's a good kid. He just wants to get better and better. He listens to people. He does everything he can to try and make himself a better baseballer and a better person. So he's done some good work at Kensington. He's ready to go early, and he's looking forward to the start of the SABL, and then obviously he wants to be a big part of the ABL this year, depending on where all that turns out later on in the year.
And he was the best pitcher. I think he was the pitcher of the year in the Super League last season as well, too. He was pretty dynamite in terms of being effective in these short burst situations.
Yep, correct. That role for him was perfect. You know, that somewhere between 15 and 25 pitches, just comes in and throws strikes, and again, good defense behind him makes him look better.
Needs to go throw strikes to be successful. The infield here, Austin Gallagher at 3rd, Sean Maple at short, Cesar Perez at 2nd, Mike Bishop at 1st, and Bass Noy catching. Now in this infield here, 4 of the 5 players, and 5 now if you include Fitzgerald, are all from Kensington. Was this a conscious decision when making the lineup, saying these guys play with each other, let's just roll them out?
No, I don't think. I mean, the way we looked at the league is we want the best players in the league from all the clubs, no matter where they're from, to be playing on the first night and obviously during the whole year. So if that happened to be Kensington or it happened to be Golden Grove, that's just the way it rolled, right?
Probably not a coincidence that Kensington are the best team in South Australia if you take a look at the trophy cabinet right now.
Yeah, they've been very strong over the last 10 years and they've got some good players, so it was justified that they're out there.
So Ty Forney steps in. He hits this hard up the middle. This is Sean Maple scooping and throwing, and he makes the first out for the Marlins. And there you go, a 6-3 play. Mason Clavel, Glen Elg product, played with the Giants as well. He has some ABL experience, a converted catcher, but now I understand he's just trying to focus on playing some defensive first base.
Defensive first base, you saw that right.
Yeah.
Yes. He's got a big bat. Like, he definitely has a big bat, and he plays that corner infield, a little bit of corner outfield position fairly well. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here, see if his bat's up and ready to go tonight. Fitzy looks like he's bringing it too.
Yeah, and that cold night on your hands doesn't help either, right?
I think Forney might be shaking his hands right now.
Yeah.
Now another nice wrinkle that we have here is we've got a roving reporter in Riley Moore out there, and he's out there trying to scoop out an interview we hear with a hot take with Sean Maple getting the first hit of Super League. So once Sean Maple gets back, I think he's got some work to do right now, and you just saw him make a nice play. I think we might get to hear from the young player that just made the first hit of this season. 2-1 count right now.
Oh.
And Mason Clavel swings at that one. Now he does have probably a higher number of strikeouts than you would probably like, something that he's working on in his game.
Yeah, with that comes the homers, right? I guess you're swinging for one thing, and I don't mind that. The fence is in. It was a 2-1 count. He was ahead in the count. Now he's worked it back to 3-2. So you're allowed to have your hacks when you're ahead in the count in this league. I don't have a problem with that.
Standing on deck, Tom McGarry. He had a big breakout season, if you can call it that. He's been around for a little bit, but he had a huge season last year in local club ball. And this is hit high up in the air. That is a big league pop fly right there, running in. And this is a bit more difficult for Brody Ariola swirling up there, but he does make the play, and that is the second out. Now, when these balls are up there at West Beach, it gets a little difficult to play, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, everything heads back to home plate, so the wind normally blows in here, so sometimes the outfielders do get fooled that it looks like it's going to be deeper than it is, and next minute the ball bounces on the infield just because they just haven't seen enough balls in the air, and it fools them.
Tom McGarry stepping up to plate. He had a big year last year with West Torrance. He's got some time in the Australian Baseball League as well too, but dangerous at the plate. He hit 300 last year, and he can hit some home runs as well too. He's got some sneaky power as well.
He's got good power, yeah. He hit a home run opening day for us for the Clippers last year. He's good three-hole guy, good power. He's good, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, you've had him a couple years now.
No, last year was his first year. He was just a good high-energy guy. Good guy you want to have out there behind the plate, leads well. And he played most of his games here for West Torrance at West Beach last year. So he knows this field pretty well, being that the West Torrance field was getting built. So that's why those stats might seem a little bit down. But he was the all-star catcher last year for a reason.
Yeah, there's a couple different catching options on this side. Fitzy throws his first strike in there. He was behind 3-0, and that is the danger with Fitzgerald. When he's throwing strikes, he's as good as they come. You saw him last year play the Lotte Giants, who are a professional team in Korea, who were doing spring training in Adelaide. And he outdueled a former big leaguer. He went 7 innings. He allowed just 2 earned runs. He only walked a couple. He only had a few hits scattered across there. But Dan Straley, who's an all-star in Korea right now, he's played in the big leagues. Fitzy outdueled him. So when he throws strikes, he's as good as they come. But when he throws balls, you get runners on base.
And it's a confidence thing too. You know, he starts well. He continues on with that, and he just has to trust his ability. And if he does that, he can go a long way in this game.
Here's a guy that has some home run pop. He's in the middle of the lineup for a reason. Tyrone Hambley at West Torrance.
He has. He's been around for a while now, old bones. He buckled on a curveball there, but he's...
That's a little frozen pizza right there for Hambley.
He's smiling it off too.
So that was probably one I'm guessing that he could have hit.
He could hit, yeah. He's big and strong, and he knows the game. He's been in college and back here now, works for the league and does a great job there as well, helping set all this up as well. So hopefully he can switch his mind back to being a player instead of being an organisation person and get it done here for the Rays.
17 pitches for Fitzy this inning. It's a 1-1 count, and he hits this one hard. It's going to be a little bloop shot, but it just falls right to the shortstop in Sean Maple, who makes his second out of the inning, and that will retire the side. So through one, it's a 0-0 game. Both pitchers have thrown sort of in those mid-teens pitches. It's Gross with 14, Fitzy with 18. Now is when the pitching changes are going to start to come in the mix. But we'll see if this works right here. Let's see if we can go down to Riley Moore. He's going to go try to find Sean Maple. Riley, can you hear us, Riley? Maybe not. We'll try to get Riley at some point down here.
Yep.
He's trying to talk.
He is trying
We
to
can
talk.
see him. I just don't think we can hear Riley Moore yet. We'll get to Riley when we can here with Sean Maple down there. We can see him standing at the dugout. Technical issues on our first one, but we'll get it.
Expect that first night, right? There's going to be some glitches.
I think we got him. Do we have Riley now?
Oh, we got me.
Yeah,
There we go. We got Riley.
Hey.
What's up, Riley?
How's it going, guys?
They're going great.
Yeah, good. Who do you got? You got someone down there in the dugout for us?
Yeah, I think he's coming my way, hopefully. I sent an order out to get him, but...
Go down and get him, Riley. Go down and get him.
Let me go get him.
So you're getting to watch the game though down here from the dugout and on pretty much wherever you want. That's a pretty good experience for you down there, Riley.
Come on.
Here he is.
We have
Riley
to
Moore,
come talk.
sideline reporter, live here. Sean Maple on TV. We'll throw it back to you there, Riley.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Hey, yeah, just here in the dugout with Sean Maple. You know, big college guy, shortstop for Kensington, shortstop for the Marlins here, and I just wanted to get a take real quick on how it felt to get the opening hit, the first hit, especially having a double for Super League. How's that feel?
It feels pretty dandy, you know. Getting the first one out of the way, couple of men left, you mean? You know, can't complain. Should be right.
Yeah, good. And after you get a hit, I noticed that the middle infield was a bit slack. You had a couple opportunities to take third base, especially with one out. It's a golden opportunity for that, and you didn't take it. Is there any reasoning to that?
My wheels aren't as fast as I used to be. Run a bit like an old man, as you say so yourself.
Very good. All right, and a couple defensive plays. Feel comfortable out there? How's that infield playing? I know Tyrone spent some good hours working on this infield, making it game ready. How's it playing?
It's a bit soft. I don't know what you guys covered it with, but felt like I was singing in mud just there. Couldn't get out.
I'll be sure to pass that on to Tyrone. Guys?
Thank you very much, Riley. That's pretty cool. Pretty good insight from Sean Maple out there. As Bass Noy puts this straight up an elevator shoot. If you can find this ball coming down, it should be an out. And moving under that is Dan Turner, and that is a quick first out on Bass Noy. We could have talked a lot about him because he's an ABL guy as well too, as recently as last year. But that brings up Charlie Ashcroft to the plate. East Torrance player. Is he going to be a factor to pitch potentially in this game as well too?
Yeah, he has a double role. He's one of those two-way guys. If we need him somewhere in the game, he'll definitely come in and throw.
Now that was pretty handy. You get a first pitch swing on Bass Noy. Now knowing that there's a pitch count, is that something you might be telling your batters, saying, hey, just stick around there, let this guy get out of the game and work himself out of an inning?
We have to see who's following, right? I guess there's two tacks to it. You can get after the guy that's on the mound, or you get him out of the game and go whoever's coming in from the pen. So you've got to weigh that up.
Charlie Ashcroft hit over 300 for East Torrance as well too. They bursted out of the gates last year and they just fell short at the end of the season. But East Torrance, a team that seems to get better every year, and Charlie Ashcroft makes some contact there, but that's just going to be a ground out to Sam McGarry and another quick out.
4 pitch innings so far.
4 pitch innings so far. That might see Jordy Gross, as we saw in the Super League in years past, might mean he can work into a 3rd inning, which would just be a huge thing.
We would love that week 1. We would love that for sure.
Yeah,
and that's what Jordy does. You know, he says, hey guys, okay, see how far you can hit it. You know, throw strikes and let's see how far you can hit it. And he's a ground ball pitcher, so he doesn't get hit for a lot of home runs. And as I said, if they play good defense behind him, they won't score many runs off him.
Mike Bishop from Kensington steps to the plate. What do we know about Mike Bishop?
A big kid, right? He's a big, goofy-looking kid, but he swings the bat really hard. I think he had a great year this year with Kensington. A lot of at-bats. Played a fair bit of first base, I believe, as well. And he's a good asset to have lower down the lineup as well, to have another big bat.
And a guy that works well, like you said, with all the Kensington utility players you do have in the lineup. That one just outside. It's a 1-1 count.
I reckon if he tags one, it'll go a long way. He's a big kid.
Yeah, the wind dying down, it seems to be as well, too, with every passing minute here. And he'll take that one for a strike. So 21 pitches right now for Jordy on the mound. There is a 30 pitch count limit. You are allowed to finish the batter when you do start. So if he throws pitch number 30 on the first pitch of one, but we're still a little bit outside of that. We'll see if he can get out of the inning here. Makes contact, but that's fouled away. We're up to 22. So who would you be looking for a guy in the bullpen after Jordy?
I reckon it might be Will Cordocas coming out of the pen, young guy, but I don't know how Jamie's going to play this at the minute. I can't see that far. There is someone warming up, someone getting hot down there at the minute.
This is where you need to trust your coaches a bit too. They've been around a long time, and we just let them roll with the game, and we talk about it after the game and work out where we want to go moving forward, and have your opinions and ask questions of why we did this and why we did that, and make some changes like a bit of a business type thing, and try and improve and get better as the year goes on.
That's the thing. We have a structure going into these games, but you have to be fluid.
Absolutely. Yeah, you never know when you're going to have to change something quickly. So you have plan A, but there's also B, C, D, E, F, and G as well that comes up behind it.
It is a pretty good battle here right now. It's Bishop just working that pitch count a little bit. He fouled a couple off, and he just takes one just outside.
Jordy started to walk there too. That must have been pretty close. He was heading off, so maybe Payne missed that one.
Never.
Never. Not when it's on your side there. And he hits this one hard, and just like you said, he battles hard, and he gets a hit out to left field. What an at-bat from Mike Bishop, who gets aboard, and most importantly, runs up that pitch count to 25 on a 7-pitch at-bat with Jordy Gross.
That's the thing, we're talking about 3 innings for Gross. All of a sudden you have that, 5, 6, 7 pitch at-bat. Now you're looking at trying to get through this inning.
Yeah, this might be his last batter.
Most definitely.
That's how quickly things can change.
Absolutely, and probably what you're talking about, and just as we see there, that Bishop comes off with a DR. So that's another rule that we brought in this year, that a DR can run for any player in the game per innings, 1 per innings.
So that just adds a bit of speed on the...
Correct.
So the designated runner, I think, is that Darcy Berry?
No. It looks like, not sure, to be honest.
Good flow.
It's your team.
He has got good flow, hasn't he? He has got good flow.
We don't know who he is, but we know he's got great hair.
We'll find out and let you know soon.
Hopefully he doesn't act as a bit of, if he's the runner there, it doesn't, hold him up. Maybe it gives him some wings. 1-0 count here to Patrick Inglis. He plays his baseball at Port Adelaide Baseball Club. Just played winter ball with Flinders Uni as well, too. He's been around for a while. He's got to a few grand finals in recent years and hit some home runs on some pretty big stages as well. That one called a late strike call there, but now 27 pitches for Jordy, so you'd think that this is probably his last batter. If he gets out of the inning here, that will be his day.
I'd like to see him finish this inning, get a ground ball, get the play at second or at first there, and I'd say that'd be done for him.
Let's see what he can do. They've got their second base runner of the day on first, and this is a slow roller. Is someone going to make a play? It's a barehanded play. Throw it to first, and it just rushed a little bit. That gets by, and that will put runners on second and third. So Sam McGarry tries to barehand it and throw it to first. That one slips away. We're going to get the replay, but what happened here?
He made a good play. Just looks like he threw it a little bit hard, and Mason couldn't catch up with it. Yeah, it was just a little bit offline, but not far. It probably just was on Mason a little bit quick, and he didn't get it in time. But as you can see, Clodes is now out on the mound, so he's done. So another rule in the Super League that as soon as the coach goes out into the mound, the pitch is done. There's no visits this year. As soon as that coach goes out, we're bringing another guy straight in.
Now, he could have kept Jordy in the game. He is at 29 pitches right there, so he could have faced the next batter, but just deciding to go with Will Cordocas.
I feel like the message was sent down to the bullpen to Will that he had the next batter, whether it was this inning or going to start that next inning. So excited to see what he brings. He's been hurt. Last season he was hurt. He threw a few innings towards the end of last season for Woodville in the local league. But he's got a really good live arm, young kid, live arm, and has that bite experience back a couple of years ago as a 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah, he made his debut as a 17-year-old with the Adelaide Bite, and he was one that was dominating some state teams. He was going overseas with some national teams. He was getting a lot of recognition, but that arm injury really hurts you, and that pretty much wiped out 2 full seasons of baseball for Will Cordocas, and now he's just getting back into it now. That's going to be hard as a pitcher rehabbing.
It does. I haven't been through it, so I can't comment on it. But I think now I need to go through it. Yeah, I'm well past my career now. But no, for a young kid like this to come back, we'll ease him into it as well. He's excited to be out there. I was speaking to him before the game. He's really pumped to be out here, and he's feeling good. He said it's the best he's felt in a long, long time. So he's pumped to be out here.
and he's certainly been around baseball and around the field that entire time. It's not like he's been a stranger, but now he's thrown right into the fire right away. He's got runners on second and third, and he's got Jack Platten coming up to bat. Jack Platten, one of those kids that keeps up and coming on kind of the scene here of the South Australian Baseball League.
Yeah, he's a good kid as well. Little guy, but he's got good wheels. And again, this is an opportunity where if the defense doesn't play good and he puts it in play, we could score a run here.
We'll see what Jack Platten can do. Runners on second and third. We have yet to have our first run. The inning started off so well for Jordy Gross as Will Cordocas throws one just a little high on that first pitch.
And that's the adrenaline there. That fastball running high with that adrenaline, trying to get behind it, throwing it hard.
Yeah.
You just like to see, hopefully take a deep breath, compose yourself, and get that down in the zone.
Big situation to come into as well, too.
Big pitch here, 2-0. What does he do? As a hitter, you're ready to come out of your shoes here.
So is he looking for a certain pitch to swing
yeah.
here?
You're looking dead red right here.
And he swings right at that one as well, too, and just a little behind it, and it just goes a little bit foul. So that gets Will Cordocas into the count now.
Yep, correct. So now it's now the hitter has a little bit more thinking to do instead of just sitting waiting for a fastball. So needs to be smart here, get a pitch you can drive in the outfield and score a couple of runs.
Certainly an important batter to get out right here as he watches that one go over the plate for a strike, knowing that if you get a base hit, it might score 2 runs, and it turns the lineup back over to Brody Ariola and Sean Maples. So what might seem like a harmless out could turn into a pretty big inning and a very important moment here for the Rays. Cordocas deals. And this one is swung on. This one lifted out towards shortstop, and it is caught by Ty Forney. So they get out of the inning and they avoid an error, albeit it was a tough play, and we still remain scoreless heading to the bottom of the second.
Yeah, I think runs are going to be gold here tonight. So it could be a very low-scoring game, and as we said, whoever plays the best defense is going to come out in front.
Well, Dunny, you and I are sitting back here. You're looking pretty relaxed in these comfy chairs, and they're brought to you by Just the Thing Furniture. They're the naming rights partner this year of the Super League, and they specialize in quality furniture sourcing, and they're simply the finest household items. You feeling like this is a fine household item?
This is fantastic. I mean, what better way to sit and watch baseball in these comfy chairs? And we might open up a bottle of red too and have something to keep us nice and warm.
From Anvers, maybe.
And we'll be ready to go.
Well, just the thing, they got that big warehouse out in Beverly right now. The staff's super friendly. You can go see Jason down there, and he can really sort you out with pretty much anything you need for that home. It's a great place to go, so make sure you go check out Just the Thing Furniture out on Beverly Road.
Yeah, correct. And if you go down there and mention the Super League as well, he'll also give you free Metro delivery on anything you buy, which is which adds up. For the delivery costs a fair bit of money. So just mention the Super League, and Jason will look after you for sure.
Well, coming up to bat now, there is the Western Rays. They're brought to you by JSR Plumbing and Maintenance and Peak 24. So we got Mark Haylock sponsoring the team. He's back again, and a great gym to go to as well too. It's a baseball gym. All baseball players pretty much run that gym. It's a great place to go at Peak 24.
Exactly right. Yeah, you got Haylock there, you got Creswell there helping out. If you want those baseball muscles, that's the gym to go to.
That definitely. And then JSR Plumbing and Maintenance. Now we see Jono around the field all the time, making sure things are tip-top shape around here. But please get in touch with Jono for all your plumbing needs with JSR Plumbing Wasp. And I think it's now time to go back to the ball game.
Let's bring it.
So Fitzy back on the mound here. He went through 18 pitches through his first 4 batters, so certainly the Marlins would be thinking about who they want back up in the lineup, or back in the bullpen coming out, sorry. Sam McGarry, the other half of the McGarry combination. There was a great moment a couple years ago where in the same game against each other, Tom McGarry hits a home run and Sam McGarry follows it up by hitting one of his own. That was a pretty cool moment to watch.
I also think they ran into each other that game as well in a collision at second base. So they find each other, those McGarry boys, and hopefully they can make some impact on the same team this year.
Yeah, well, they play together as well at West Torrens Baseball Club. I think they enjoyed playing against each other, though, in some of that.
They loved it. They loved it. The bragging rights at home, right?
But now they can go and try to win something else together. Fitzy off to a good start there. Throws a nice pitch there to get the count back to 2-2. And there you go. There's the first strikeout for Fitzy.
Just a little bit behind that one, Sam was. It's the early days, batters getting their eyes in.
So the other thing too on the line, with the sponsorships and everything and the work we've done with the GMs and all of the organisation through the SABL, is that we've put a $5,000 prize pool on the winner of the Super League competition this year that gets spread between the players. So a little bit more on the line, a little bit more serious with a few coins coming out of it at the end.
And a great player turnout this year as well too. You really did get some of the best that have joined there. There's only probably a couple names that for their own pretty good reasons weren't able to play in the competition this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it goes back to that club environment where they play with their mates on a weekend. They can come out here and play with their mates from the same club and a few from other clubs, and try and play at the highest level they can play at for the abilities that they've got. And who knows what that comes from. It might get a kid to go to college. It might get a kid to get an opportunity to go out and train with the Giants. It might get a kid to make a state team. So it's all beneficial for baseball in South Australia.
You get some game tape as well too, thanks to Spacequake Sports for getting the broadcast sorted here at the Super League, as this one's just fouled away on Tom Fitzgerald's 26th pitch. This one coming to Dan Turner, a savvy veteran of the competition. I think he played some Adelaide Bite in the early days, didn't he? You got a few at-bats back in the day?
A little bit of Claxton Shield possibly back in the day. He's been around for a long time. Dan Turner, great guy. Started off at Stir and made his way down to West Torrens these days, but he's a solid shortstop. I played a couple of years with him back in the day, and just a good guy to have around. Makes every play. Like he doesn't look like he's going to get to everything, but he gets to everything.
And he's done that so far. As this one, a bit of a foul ball with a little bit of pop there, and this might be Fitzy's last batter right now. I think he's up to 27 or 28 pitches by my count. So the Marlins will certainly have somebody coming out of the bullpen this inning. Only one out so far. That 30-pitch limit, and that one just drops down low. That brings the count full. So Fitzy battling a little bit right here. He does have the first strikeout, though, of the Super League.
He does. And I think this will be it. Ball for a strikeout or ground ball or whatever here. I think this is his last hitter.
And this one is hit hard. This one going deep to center field, and it is caught out there by Jack Platten. So that will be a loud out, but just sort of a line out towards center field. And out comes the manager, Craig Powell. He's pulling Fitzy. I think that was right at his 29th pitch anyway. So that will be the end of Tom Fitzgerald. Now out there, you got Powley taking the ball out there. Something we learned before the game, Craig Powell, he was an assistant coach on the charter team, the Marlins, back when they first started a few years ago. And now he is the first head coach of the Marlins as you progress back up now into the senior level for the first time. So a pretty cool little anecdote for Craig Powell to have in baseball SA history.
It's a good story, isn't it? I wasn't aware of that until you told us that earlier on, but to go from the junior level, and that's the whole one of the whole reasons why we've actually gone back to that concept as well, to give the kids in the junior competition to have something to strive to get better and move into the senior team as the years go on.
Another guy that was on the first ever edition of the Marlins when they first formed as a junior league team, or as a little league team, back about 4 or 5 years ago, was the guy standing on the mound right now in Riley Yeatman. And now Riley Yeatman getting the ball at the senior level as well. So
it's another great story, isn't it? And his father's also involved in the junior charter side of it. So, and his brother is also in the junior charter side of it as well. So it's a bit of a family event, and they can get around it. And I'm sure their parents are very proud he's out here throwing for the senior team tonight.
Riley Yeatman, a kid that has some experience for Team Australia at a junior level as well too. He's represented the state at the under 16 and under 18 level. A lot of people in the Baseball SA ranks see him as one of the best up and coming arms in South Australia. As a young pitcher, what are you focusing on just to make sure that you're keeping that development going?
Well, I'm actually excited to watch him pitch. This is the first time I've seen him pitch, but I've heard a lot about him and seen a lot about him, and I know that he has represented our country and done a fantastic job, won some big games for Australia as a junior on the junior circuit. And watching his warm-up pitches there, he's got a bit of velo, he's got a little bit behind it. So I think this could be a bright future here. I hope right now the Rays can string together a couple of hits, but he's looking good out there.
Going against Jack Partington from Henley and Grange, another younger player. Now, East Torrens and Henley and Grange, they have a good collection of some young players, and you might see those two teams really rise the ranks in the local club ball circuits with players like Yeatman, with players like Bull, with players like Partington. on those sides. Griff Weber on Henley and Grange as well too. Charlie Ashcroft on East Torrens. These two teams could have a few matchups going forward, and Yeatman and Partington could be center of them at all the levels.
Could be that changing of the guard, right? As those teams that have been on the outer of that top 6 in the SABL for a while. Granted, Henley's been up there the last couple of years, but East Torrens have been knocking on the door and just haven't quite crossed that finish line to get into that fight of that top 6 there. So it could be that changing the guard. A few teams have got to snake out for them to get in.
Yeah, it's true. You have some teams that are still hanging around like Goodwood. They've got a lot of veteran players on that team, but veterans eventually retire, and that can't be too far away. You see the changing of the guard with Glen Elg from a bit of a senior side to a bit of a younger side as well too, and those top 6 quickly disappear.
It happens very quickly, and it's about staying up there for as long as you can, and we've seen that with Kensington.
And there you go, a strikeout for Riley Yeatman in his Super League debut. He gets Partington, and a big strikeout for the youngster here.
Just painting the outside corner there. That was impressive. That was good to watch. And he's come off the mound pretty cool as well.
Hasn't he? Hasn't he just swag it off? That was fantastic. It looked like he'd been doing this for 15 years the way he swag it off. That was fantastic.
Well, some more exciting news. I think we've got our roving reporter, Riley Moore, trying to get ready to go. He's got a big interview lined up with the one and only Tyrone Hambley, but Bones right now having a word with the umpires out there, which is rudely interrupting our interview. So we'll have to get some inside information about maybe what this was.
Hey, Riley, go out and have a listen to what they're talking about. We're all interested to know what the umpires talk about in the middle of the innings.
You guys will have to be on your own there. I'm not going to divulge that.
Well, Riley, what'd you make of young Yeaty's first strikeout there in the Super League?
Yeah, it was impressive. Pitching performance is obviously going to be a strong suit. I just can't wait to get him on the mic and see what he's got.
Well, the rain's starting to come down just a little bit here. We'll see what this factor has to play as well too. As now we'll be scrambling as well to stay dry, I think.
Well, they gave us hoods.
They did give us hoods, but I'm going to go cover our, as you can see, our beautiful setup here on camera with all our paper. I'm just going to go protect this a little bit. You got to protect the scorecard. Any baseball fan will know. I'll get wet. Everybody else, they can avoid it. But we're going to go back to the top of the lineup. Now, normally this would be an advantage when you get to see batters for the second time, but all these batters now have to face a new pitcher. So as a hitter, you're making constant adjustments, but you're adjusting to what?
Well, the hardest thing is the different pitches going out there. You have different arm slots. You don't know where it's coming from, and you like to face that guy the third or fourth time in the lineup, right? So it's an interesting time of the game, and as we can see with this rain, it could be something that a joker could come out just to try and score a run.
I think a joker has come out. There's 2 runners on base here.
So that's what it is. The first joker.
I didn't even notice. Yes. We've pulled our joker card.
Now this is interesting. The Marlins start the inning with runners on first and second. So if you're just joining us, each team can use a joker card once during the game, and only once. And they can walk out there. They can say, hey, we're starting this inning with runners on first and second and nobody out. And then that pitcher can't be changed. He has to sort of deal with it. So you got a young Will Cordocas on the mound. You got rain coming out there, and you got the top of the lineup. And here's a bunt, and they are going to play a little bit of small ball. So, as you just said, a great play.
That's a great play, Will. Yeah, I'm talking over here there, but in the wet, young kid, getting down, getting that across, that ends up in right field. That's 2 easy runs for them, so that's a fantastic play.
There's the replay.
I'll back it from our side. That was a good bunt, too, by Brody.
But you're right, especially in the rain, that's one that could slip away, and all of a sudden you're looking at bases loaded.
Plenty of times, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got runners on second, and we've got runners on third.
And the infield's decided to come up here to try and stop that run from scoring because, hey, who knows what's going to happen in the rain.
And how does that stop a run from scoring? Does he get to the ball a bit sooner? Or?
Yeah, they're trying to stop the run from scoring from third to home. So a hard ground ball hit to them is you hold the runner, throw the guy out at first. If they're back, it's the guy just walks across home plate without a play.
Sean Maples got a hit already in this game for the Marlins. We heard him with our roving reporter Riley Moore earlier on as that one just drops in for a strike. So he's behind 0-2 right here. This would be a big out to get if you're Will Cordocas. You want to avoid Austin Gallagher this inning. I think that's probably the memo here for the Rays.
I'd like to see our guys go in contact here and put some pressure on, try and score a run, no matter where it goes.
Nice.
This one up. Did he go around?
Well, that was lucky. I was pretty sure he went then. Hey,
Sean
we'll take that. We'll
Sean
take that.
Maple, not too sure either.
These umpires are great, aren't they?
So it's a 1-2 count in a big moment of the game, looking to get the first runs on the board for the Marlins. Sean Maple, Will Cordocas. This is the future of baseball in South Australia, battling right here, and this one just slips away down low. It's a 2-2 count, so things just tighten up a little bit here.
It's a different situation, isn't it? Could be 2 out, now it's 2-2 and you're battling.
So it's interesting with the runner at third here. Do they send him? Do they wait and see whether it goes through? I think some pressure needs to go on and try and score a run here.
Wet ball.
Yeah.
Cordocas will be battling here too. Taking a moment here though. He sets. And that one just slipped, I think, a little bit there. So it's a full count. Runners on second and third.
Big pitch here. This is a big pitch. In the context of the game, this could be interesting.
Sean Maple's already got a hit today. Trying to really play the hero for the Marlins, and he just missed this one, but it's a good battle now as we're going to be leaking into our 7th pitch of the at-bat between these two young studs.
And this is the guy you want to go after. You got the big dogs on deck. You got Perez. You got Gallagher coming. This is the out you really want to try and get. And I think he knows that on the mound, but that puts pressure on yourself when you're on the hill, knowing that who's on deck too.
Some will thrive on that, and some will dive as well too. Cordocas deals. And this one just missed once again. It's going to be chopped to the right field foul line. We're going to the 8th pitch of the at-bat. This is exactly why you put something in like the Joker card, because it just adds drama into the middle of the ballgame.
Yeah, and it chews into his pitch count as well. So that, you know, the Rays have got to be looking where their next guy comes out. So it's, you know, there's two instances here. He's thrown a lot of pitches, but if they also score 2 runs with a hit, do you leave him out there or does someone else take his spot? You know, it's a lot of thinking going on this time of the game.
And this one hit hard. A diving play just gets through. That's going to score the first run of the game. It might score 2. They're going to hold up the runner. So it's a single that leaks through to the outfield. And the Marlins have the first run of the 2020 Super League season. An 8-pitch battle won by Sean Maple.
Fantastic at-bat there. It's two good at-bats he's had. So you can see how he's improved by being over in college for 12 months and worked on his game and understands it a little bit more and what he needs to do and put the ball into play there, and anything can happen, as we just saw.
Cesar Perez, he can be a bit of a home run hitter as well too, although the wind's swirling in right now, might be a bit of a trouble. But now runners on the corners, and the first run's on the game. Now this will become interesting here. When you have your Joker card, do you want to be the team that dictates and says, hey, we're going to try to put some runs out on the board? Or are you going to be the team that has to now maybe react and say, uh-oh, we're now chasing some runs?
It'll be interesting to see when Clothes does pull his Joker card, or if it's that next time through with the guts of the order, or if he waits. You know, we've still got a few innings to play. We've got 4 innings to go, or time permitting. So
what do you think a success would be when you play a Joker card? Surely it's got to be more than 1 run.
I think a pass is 1, a success is 2.
Yeah. You've got to get 1. You've got to get 1 at least to make it beneficial, and anything after that is a bonus.
So 1 and none would probably be a win here for the Rays, but 2 and more is now swinging in the favor of the Marlins.
The Marlins, definitely.
It can certainly add another element to it, because you can even wait till late in the game when it's, you know, a 3-4 run lead. If it does slip to that, you always have that little trump card saying, hey.
You have that in the back pocket. That Joker card's in the back pocket right there, ready to play at any stage.
It'll be interesting to see if you want to get to that point. But again, Cordocas ahead in the count. He was last batter as well too. It's an 0-2 count.
Interesting count here. Probably something off speed. Good pitch to run on if he throws something down in the dirt.
And a great pitch, and he gets a big strikeout right there. And that just changes your whole approach for this man coming up, Austin Gallagher.
Although first base isn't open, second base is open. And we know what Gallagher's got. He's a man out there. So it'll be interesting to see how Clothes plays this. If they put him on. Bass is still in the hole though, so there's still another good, you know, ABL proven hitter in the hole. So
you can deliberately walk someone. You can just say 4 pitches, put him on. So that is another option they have too.
Austin Gallagher swings at that first pitch, and he just missed that one.
Not the greatest swing I've ever seen Gally take.
Not his best.
I think he got a little bit ahead of himself there, thinking it was he was coming out of his shoes, and it got in on his hands pretty quickly.
And he'll be thinking something big here for sure.
That's the only way he thinks.
He doesn't want to hit a single here. He doesn't want to score 1. He wants to score 3.
Cordocas versus Gallagher. Gallagher, a member of the Dodger organization, and he hits this one up the middle. It will be a bit of a tricky play. Steps on the bag at second, throw to first, and they make the out. I don't know if he stepped on the bag for the force out at second first or they got the runner at first. Doesn't really matter. They got them both either way. They didn't need the double play. They might have got it. But 4 outs in an inning, can we count that?
Yeah,
Carry it over?
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that, especially with it's my side. So, but you notice there they did have the shift on as well. So that ball was fielded behind second base. So they know he's a pull hitter. They play their infield around and they played it well and hit it straight to him.
Well, let's throw it down to Riley Moore right now. He's in the dugout. Riley, you think we can find out a little bit about why, maybe a little bit about this trump card, how the Rays are going to respond? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna find myself some Tyrone Hambley, and we're gonna get some intel on how the Rays are gonna play this out.
Now that's got to be a success, you'd think, only allowing 1 run when there was a runner on first and second to start that inning.
Yeah. I got Bones here. Tyrone Hambley, formerly known as Bones, always known as Bones. How do you guys think you handled that Joker card situation?
Giving up 1 run when they start with first and second, I think we come out of it on top. Will pitched a great inning and a dodgy call there on Sean Maple. We could have been out with 0, so I'm happy with 1. That was very well done.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well put. When it comes to you guys, and you guys are using your Joker card as a player, and we're going to take your coaching aspect out of this, as a player, how do you feel like you'll rebound after that? Is this a situation where you'll try to take a punch and then give a punch right here, or are you going to wait a little bit longer in the game to get that one out?
We don't know. We're having a bit of a chat about it, but yeah, we'll probably wait and kind of assess the game and see who comes in next after Yeaty, and have a look then.
Yeah, that's good. And just to go back, I interviewed Sean Maple earlier, and he said the infield was playing a little bit soft and a little bit slow. Now, I know, because I work with you, how much work you put into this field to make it absolutely, the pristine beauty that it is. Do you take offense that he said that it's a little bit slow and soft?
Are you sure he wasn't talking about his swing?
He might have been.
Might have been a bit of both.
It's
a bit of both.
A bit of water on the field. It might be a touch soft, but I think the infield's playing really well. So, Sean, we'll see you.
Yeah, that sounds good, guys.
Riley, fantastic stuff. You got to love this roving reporter we got around this year. We get some good intel.
Yeah, it's going to be great as it goes along. I think there's going to be a bit of Joker back and forward and a few funny comments going around. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, we've had a couple nice moments in the game so far. Riley Yeatman getting a huge strikeout to end the last inning was one of the nicer ones so far in this young season. He's working with Bass Noy, who's catching, and he's caught a lot of different players in his time. He's a veteran. As a young pitcher, that's got to be nice to know that you've got such a good veteran catcher in Bass Noy that has a great arm as well, too.
It's someone you lean on, right? It's someone you lean on, you listen to them. Well, I'd be very surprised if he's shaking anything Bass is putting down right now.
Griff Weber is up to bat.
That's a good hook, though. The swing's not the best, but that's a good hook.
Yeah.
So what are you liking out of just pitches that you've seen so far from Riley?
He's tall, he's lean, he's got a bit of whip in that arm. He's keeping his fastball down. He's painted a few on the outside corner there, and like I said a second ago, that curveball's, again, very sharp. He's got a future ahead of him, this kid. How old is he?
I think he's only 16 or 17. It's pretty impressive.
He'll fill out.
Yeah, he's got some pretty good power because he is a skinny guy. And there's another great pitch and another strikeout from Riley Yeatman.
That's got some zip on it too. That's not a 80 mile an hour fastball. He's got some go on that. So this is a surprise packet right here.
So Yeaty's come in and he struck out Jack Partington and Griff Weber, and now he's got Nathan Vanderlinden. Doesn't hit for, well, he actually had a pretty decent average last year, Nathan Vanderlinden. He is a tough out. He doesn't hit for a lot of power, a littler guy, but he's a tough out.
He's a sneaky 9-hole hitter for us.
Yeah.
He could be batting 1, 2, 3 for any other team. Previous years at the Super League, he's been at the top of the order for teams, but as a 9-hole guy, he's one of our two-way guys as well, though.
He's really your second leadoff guy, isn't he? Because if he gets on, you have that. You have a guy on base.
You see that speed there, speed with Forney on deck as well. So it's tactical there that he's in that 9-hole.
And switch hits as well, so he hit on both sides of the plate. So that also adds a great option.
And this is a chopper. This might be a pretty difficult play. Throw over, and it was made pretty easy there by Cesar Perez. So that is the second out of the inning.
That's a good play coming in on it to your left-hand side there and throwing off balance. You stiffen up, standing out there, not doing a lot, and then all of a sudden you've got to make a play like that sidearm and made the play at first. It was a great out.
There's a bit of order on the field as well, you'd think, after that shower we had a second ago.
Ty Forney here. Now, Riley Yeatman working quick as well, too. Now, the last pitcher I said that was working quick, all of a sudden he got an 8-pitch at bat and was chasing the game. And, you know, but
I'm happy
knock
for that to
on
happen
wood.
again. Happy for that to happen again.
And another nice pitch from Riley Yeatman. You got to be loving this, Dunny.
I'd like a gun on this here. It'd be interesting to see what he's at. He's hitting that glove hard. You know when a guy can throw fairly hard, you can hear that. You can hear the noise when it busts his glove. So I think in the coming weeks we might have to get someone on a gun and see what's going on with some of these kids, because this is not something any of us had seen or expected. So it's good for the older guys to see what's going on here with a young kid coming through the organisations and working with the programs and getting better.
2-2 count right here. He's already got 2 strikeouts. Can he get a third one to end the third inning and keep the Marlins up? Here's a pitch, and he's got him. Riley Yeatman, 4 batters faced. He's got 3 strikeouts. How about the debut from the kid?
I just love the strut too.
Every day of the week.
You know, that's a big league walk-off right there. He's got all the things going on. He's loving life at the minute.
He's oozing confidence. I like it. I like it at that out of a young kid. Shows that he wants to be here, shows that he's meant to be here.
Is that something that even if you don't have the confidence on the mound, that sometimes you just got to fake it and show
Fake
that
it
you've
till you
got
make
it?
it. I think most people fake it till they
Is that
make
what
it
you
in
do?
this. I don't know how I got anybody out. Yeah, pretended I was good. I don't know. We see what happens.
Fooled a
Still
couple
wasn't
people.
any good. Fooled a lot of people, yeah.
And that's the reason why this competition's been put together, to find those diamonds in the rough like that. So I mean, Yeatman's got everyone knew he's got some ability to come out here and face grown men throwing hard. It just moves him up the ladder of where he needs to be in his baseball career.
And this is a great stage to have him on as well, with the Giants, with yourself, Dunny and Adamson, and that looking over this and seeing how he goes against grown men in this league.
Absolutely, and the way he perceives himself too, you know, and his persona about how he comes across, and the way he goes about it. It's an important part of the package of everything that he does.
Well, Dunny, we'll let you do the honors here for my favorite sponsor read of the night, our wine sponsor. Anver's here. It's time for a little mid-inning glass of wine. That's the perks of being in the commentator. Who we got here, Danny?
Yes, we have some wine here from Anver's. A good friend of mine, Wayne Cogan, has donated this wine. The Shiraz we're selling for $150 a case at the SAB office to raise some money for the league as well. So this is that wine. It's a very, very good wine. It works out to about $12 a bottle. It would normally sell in a shop for probably anywhere between $25 and $30. So go and taste some of that, and have yourself a nice red on a cold night.
We'll give it a taste down here as Bass Noy steps to the plate. He swung on the first pitch in his first at-bat and went straight up an elevator chute, way up in the air, and was caught for a quick out from Jordy Gross. And Will Cordocas out there. This is in the third inning he's been working, although I think he's only faced, this will complete his second full inning from when he came in. He's been impressive so far. He's already had to deal with a tough situation with a joker card being played. Bass Noy just finds a gap, and that one's going to roll all the way out to left field. Griff Weber will pick this up, and an easy at-bat there for Bass Noy, and a leadoff hitter here for the Marlins. I don't think we've had the leadoff get on board yet this game, have we?
Not today, no, we haven't. Be interesting to see how the Marlins play this.
And here you go too, we have a DR for the catcher, so the catcher has a runner. As soon as he gets on, he has a runner, so we try and get the guy back into the dugout and getting suited up, ready to go out and try and speed the game up a little bit. So the catcher doesn't run ever, he has a designated runner the whole time.
Charlie Ashcroft stepping into the plate, and he swings at this one and chops it foul.
And it looks like Carter Powers, the DR for Bass too, which is Craig's son, and he's in the high performance program as well, and a good kid coming through the program.
Another one that came all the way up through the Marlins program with a Riley Yeatman as well too. We already talked about his dad, Craig Powell, assistant coach on that first one, and this one hit hard to right field. Will it find it? Yes, it does. That one's fair. That's going to advance a runner all the way to third, so we've got runners on the corner. It's a base hit from Charlie Ashcroft, and it's the second half of the lineup that's poised to do some damage here for the Marlins.
Did we pull our joker card too early, boys? Did we pull it too early?
Well, it's even better than a joker card now. It's a runner on first and third and nobody out. You created your own joker.
True, but we would have scored two. We would have scored two as well, so maybe Craig got a little bit nervous with that little shower of rain, and he decided to pull it out early.
Well, Mike Bishop has a hit this game already too. And now an opportunity to expand on the lead. It is a 1-0 game. If you're just joining us, there is a joker card this year in the Super League. A team can play a joker card and start an inning with runners on first and second. The Marlins played it last inning, and they only scored 1 run, so that's a big win for the Rays. The Rays still have their joker card up their sleeve, and they have the benefit of being the home team, meaning they can bat last. This one hit hard,
yes.
and it stays fair. That is going to score a run. Will it score 2? It's going to be a tough play. Weber with a throw in the infield, and it is a double for his second hit of the game for Mike Bishop, and it is a 2-0 game.
That was right on the line too. The chalk flew up. That was, game of inches, as we know with baseball. So that's good by Bishop, 2 for 2, which is fantastic.
Here's the replay. Let's see if it was fair or foul. Here's a look at it.
Oh,
Chalk.
we did see some.
I saw chalk.
Yeah, we saw some
I didn't
chalk.
want to see chalk, but I saw chalk.
It was very close, but it did puff up a little bit of smoke there. So it's something that happens in the game.
So it's a 2-0 game. Patrick Inglis.
So infield up again here. They can't afford to give up any more runs in a tight game. So they're looking to hold the runner again and make the out at first and try not give up any more runs.
And that is just baseball for you right there. That's 2 hits in a row that literally were just fair. If those were just foul, it's 2 loud strikes and it's still a 1-0 game. Instead, it's runners second on third and nobody out. And the Rays are in a little bit of a hole. Patrick Inglis, he's been playing some winter ball, so he should be in some game shape.
And Paddy's just looking to hit the ball in the outfield here and score a run. You know, we don't need. There's no heroes here. It's just give us another run, put up another one, and make it 2-0, and just keep that the scoreboard ticking over.
And this one just missed it a little bit. It's going to be jammed. Is this going to fall? It is. They get a bloop. All the luck going their way. Patrick Inglis scores a run for the Marlins. It's a 3-0 game. It's 2 balls that were just fair and then just a little jam shot that just finds the outfield. That's just unlucky.
And you feel for Will out there. Like he's making some pitches. That was on the fist right there, and that finds its way into the outfield and a run scores. Sometimes you can't catch a break. He did such a good job last inning, and then this inning's just unfortunately falling apart for the Rays.
And that will be the end for Will Cordocas. And falling apart, you feel like, is a harsh word as well, too, because it's just those literally centimeters.
Absolutely. Will's done absolutely nothing wrong at all. He's thrown the ball well through strikes. Just part of the game that you get unlucky sometimes, and those balls fall in where, you play next week and none of them fall in, and you throw a 2-hit shutout. That's why we love this game.
Here is a look at the replay. That is, was that fair or foul? That was close. That's some good work from our camera operators here at Spacequake Sports.
Pretty wide chalk line.
And Dan Turner had a really long, hard look at that too at third, didn't he? He wasn't 100% sure whether that was fair in the end.
That overhead cam out.
Oh, wow. That is some great work from our team at Spacequake Sports.
That's where we need Eagle Eye in the tennis to hear that buzz to see whether it is actually fair or foul.
Well, we got a new pitcher on the mound. Who do we have out here?
Yeah, this is Ethan Badcock on the mound, young lefty from Henley and Grange. He's pretty excited to be here. He's had a good off season so far, and he's raring to go.
I remember Ethan Badcock as a young kid about 6 years ago, wandering around at Adelaide bite games at Norwood Oval, chasing foul balls, and now we get to watch him pitch at a pretty high level here as well too.
Yeah, good live arm so far. Like just watching what we're seeing here, good live arm. Young, he's 17. He looks like he's 22, but I think he's only 17. So he's got the facial hair going, but he's a good young kid.
Well, if you are just joining us, we are in the middle of the game. We've reached that hour point here. This is the Super League. It's a little bit different this year. It's effectively a super all-star competition. The best players in South Australia are playing in this competition, but they've just taken the map and they've divided it in 3. You've got the West, you've got the North, you've got the South. We're watching the Western Rays and the Northern Marlins go at it today. There's 13 clubs in South Australia. There's 5 on 2 of the teams and 3 from the other one in the South. But you're choosing the best players from 5 different clubs from the West and in the North in this game right here. You had about 40 players registered that said they wanted to play. You had the tough decision of making 25. We've got a ball game, and it's 3-0 right now for the Southern Marlins. Does that about get everyone up to speed?
Yeah, pretty much. and I guess the big thing about it this year too, with the pandemic with COVID, that there's no imports here at all. We have all local guys playing. There's a few import guys that actually live in Adelaide that are playing, so it's easy for them. But everyone else is just a kid or an adult out of Adelaide playing the game here.
And a good first pitch strike there thrown from Ethan Badcock. That's got to be a bit of a sigh of relief if you're just coming into the game.
That's a good heavy fastball. Good heavy fastball on the inside there. I think he's going to chew up some fists.
Jack Platten, he's got a brother Nick. I think Nick just got hurt though, not too long ago, playing some footy, and he was slated to do some pretty big things this year for Kensington, and was really coming around. You saw him really shine for the Latte Giants series as well too, and that's an unfortunate break for Kensington and baseball in South Australia.
Yeah, and he's going to just help out with our dugout and just still be around and be part of it. He loves the game and he just wants to be involved.
Well, that one just a little bit inside. There's no outs, and it is important to note that you still have Brody Ariola and Sean Maple, who has 2 hits, and he's got that RBI already, sitting in the hole as well too. So Jack Platten, if he can just get on base and keep things going here. And
yeah, it's an interesting one here. Platts has got some wheels too, so the middle infield guys are playing back, trying to turn that double play, and they're prepared to give up a run for 2 outs. So interesting to see what happens here.
Runners on first and third, a 3-1 count. Important batter here for Ethan Badcock. Here's the pitch. Skied high here, so it's a good battle here from your nine hitter.
Hey, again, all he needs to do here is put the ball in the outfield and score us another run. Again, we don't need any heroics, and just keep that scoreboard ticking over. And he's not normally a strikeout guy, and as I said, he's got some good wheels, so he's hard to double up on as well. So put it in play, run it out, see if they can make some errors in the rain.
Yeah, the rain, another added element to this. This one is grounded over towards short.
There it is.
Throw over to first. He does score a run, so that's a good at-bat. Advances the runner to second, scores a run, still 1 out, top of the lineup. That's job done.
Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted him to do. And as I said, because he's got some good wheels, he's hard to double up. So no other option there to just get the out at first. Gives the Marlins another run, and we have 1 out now with the runner at second, back up to the top of the lineup.
4-0 game. Brody Ariola back up at the top of the lineup. His 3rd at bat this game versus 3rd different pitcher as well too. Another young, bright star with some serious potential.
Yeah, we got Jack Steed now, who's coming as a DR as well for one of the hitters as well. So he's been at college overseas. He's filled out a bit since some of the time last year. So it'd be interesting to see what his wheels are like.
Now, for a player like Ethan Badcock on the mound here, I'm wondering as well what it must be like for him, knowing that you're playing club ball most of the time, and that's just at your local field. You're not on camera. You don't have walkout music. You don't have music playing throughout. You don't have the lights. You don't have it on TV. You don't have a couple hundred people watching you. That's got to be a little intimidating.
To start a season, yeah. This is they might have played 1-2 trial games prior to this, leading into this, and then all of a sudden you're thrown out there against the best hitters in the league. And this is the big best hitters in the league, deep lineup. You got to come in throwing strikes. So you're battling yourself to throw strikes number 1. Then you got to make good pitches to get the hitters out.
I think the interesting thing with that too is that you don't have an easy out to follow a hard out. You bat down lineups and you just get good hitter after good hitter after good hitter. Where in club ball you get a couple of cheapies where the team's not as strong, and you get a couple of cheap outs. At this level, you don't have those cheap outs. You have to keep throwing strikes, hitting your spots, and working hard to get your outs.
Yeah, you got guys like a Dan Turner who's batting 6th or 7th in the lineup here. That's sitting in the middle of the lineup on a normal club ball team.
Yeah, most teams like Van Linden we're talking about earlier in the 9-hole. He's at the top leading off for West Orange usually.
Well, here's an interesting moment here for both the Rays and the Marlins. There is only 1 out. You got a runner on first and second. Sean Maple's got 2 hits and an RBI in this game, and some dangerous hitters looming. He needs to get an out right here.
This is a big out here. He can't afford to load them up here and put them all on the pond. So the 3 and 4 guys come up and can do some real damage if they can't make a play here.
Sean Maple is really impressed in his debut so far. He's made a nice couple plays at shortstop as well. That one just slips away a little bit up high. It's a 1-1 count. Some players really thrive when they get those first the moments under the sun, and Sean Maple's had a couple impressive moments. You remember a big schoolboys tournament not so long ago, playing on a team with players like Curtis Mead. Sean Maple was one of the stars of that team. So he swung it with the best of them and some current ABL players, and he hits this one. Same spot again. Will this score a run, or will it just load the bases? But Sean Maple has gone 3 for 3.
Just lighting up that right side, staying inside the ball, hitting it to the right side. That's what you want to do in these conditions tonight.
And especially when you haven't had a lot of at-bats, it's hard to get that bat head through. So, you throw it away, you hit it away, and there's plenty of gaps out there if you can learn to hit the ball the other way.
So a 4-0 game, but it is now going to be bases loaded. And Sean Maple, 3 for 3, all hits to the right field. He's got a double and 2 singles. He'll be an early nomination for a player of the game. And now that brings up Cesar Perez. He struck out and grounded out. He's a pretty good hitter. Law of averages would suggest that something's coming for Cesar. Here is a hit. This one is just a bit of a chop throw to first. Are they going to get him? They do get the out, but it does score a run. Not the most exciting way, but effective nonetheless. And those singles just keep adding up. It's 5-0, although that is an out.
And I was happy to see Badcock hang with that as well.
Yeah, that was a good play.
You've let a couple of base runners on. You've been struggling to find the zone, but to knock it down, wet ball, long throw for a lefty across the diamond there, under pressure.
Yeah, nice look at the replay as well, too. And this is the 9th batter in the lineup, so they'll have bat their way through here. And it's Austin Gallagher. He's 0 for 2 in the game, but he's got runners on second and third. And games are won and lost on 2-out hits.
I think the good thing about that Badcock play, too, is he didn't panic. Bases loaded, didn't panic for a young kid. He could have easily panicked and thrown it in the stand. So
that's another 2 runs.
Absolutely. Good to stay under control there. Knew what he had to do, got an out, and didn't make an error after an error.
And he's inherited this situation, too. Those aren't all his runs either. Gallagher, so he was going for it all right there, but he just missed it. It's a 1-1. Well, he didn't just miss it, but he missed it.
Yeah, Gally's thinking one thing here. He wants to hit it into West Beach. He's not looking to hit a...
He's not getting cheated.
No, he's not looking to hit a ground ball through the infield here. He's trying to blow this game right open right here.
Trying to bust the doors off of it. 5-0 game. Joker card still yet to be played for the Rays, and we'll see what they react to it. Great pitch there from Badcock. That just finds the zone, and now he's got Galley down to his final strike.
So this is where Badcock needs to be smart here. He, don't. I know Galley's on my team, but it's you don't want to give him something to swing at here. It's let's see if he swings at something in the dirt.
And Galley barrels this one out towards center field. That's going to score 1. That is going to score 2. Gallagher making a push for second, and Gallagher clears him. It's a 7-0 game, and it's a double for Austin Gallagher.
And that's exactly what we just said, is you needed to get that ball down in the dirt and see if Galley could swing at it. He just missed his spot, left it up a little bit, and Galley's such a good hitter and an experienced hitter in the baseball world that he was never going to let that one get missed.
Well, it's a 6th spot in the inning here for the Marlins. Still lots of time, but 7-0, even with runners starting an inning on first and second, becomes a big challenge.
Yes. Short answer to that is yes, but hey, we've got innings to go, we've got innings to play. Anything is possible, right?
Oh, we've seen some crazy comebacks in Super League. We've seen some weird things happen at this field on Wednesday night in the last couple years. But it really all started in this inning with a Bass-Noy single, and that was just an innocent one out to left field. But then Charlie Ashcroft was fair by about a foot down the right field line. Mike Bishop might have been foul. It was that close down the left field line. And then Patrick Inglis had that bloop down to right field. It was those 3 straight hits, all of them just missing by a matter of inches, that made the difference. Gallagher trying to steal. And he's safe. Check out the wheels on Galley. We'll see if we get this on replay as well, too. Dan Turner disagrees. Let's see if we got it on replay. Here's a look here.
I think this is pretty close. I think from what we first saw, it might have gone the wrong way. No, it looks like he got under that. He definitely got under it.
That's some great camera work right there from our crew at Spacequake Sports, bringing you all of the action. So Austin Gallagher gets aboard. Bass-Noy started this all off with a single earlier in the inning. And now he's got a count where he might be able to turn on one at 3-1.
So Bass is looking nothing here but dead red. He's trying to pull this up on the hill, so he won't get cheated here if he throws something down the middle.
And it's a walk. So Bass-Noy gets on base for the second time.
His pitch counts must start becoming up as well, Eric, here. How many has he thrown?
I haven't kept track this inning, Dunny. To be honest, we got interrupted by the rain a little bit. Here's a look at that throw as well, too. Another look at the replay. Yeah, he just got in.
Yeah.
Just barely got in.
Great camera work there. Great camera work.
Charlie Ashcroft, he's got a single and scored in this inning. It's been a long one. It's run up on about 20 minutes while here. There'll be no new innings after about the hour 55 mark. The game started at 7:15 local time. It's 8:26. Charlie Ashcroft from East Torrens going against Ethan Badcock. 2 outs. But most importantly, 6 runs scored this inning.
This is where Charlie needs to be patient here and make Badcock throw strikes. So, you know, Charlie's not going to hit home runs, so be smart and have a good at-bat.
Just barreled foul, 1-1 count. The Rays will have to answer. They'll go pretty much at the top of the lineup. They got a juicy part with Clavel, McGarry, and Hambly coming up. Is that a time you consider playing the Joker card, knowing you got that middle of the lineup coming and you can make this a ball game and put some pressure on?
You may have to, yeah, you may have to. It'll be interesting to see who the Marlins roll out there for the next inning, if it's Yeatman still or if they go to someone else. So.
And this is rolled over to second, and McGarry will toss this to first, and they'll finally get out of the inning here, but it was a messy one. 11 batters come to plate in the 4th inning. 6 runs are scored. We got a sad Lawson and a happy Dunny over here.
Yeah, and I think we got Clemens
and
coming
a happy, there we go. We got Scott Pratt. He'll be joining you on future broadcasts down here.
Come down to say you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you, Sue.
Love your work, Pratt. You'll have Scott
mate.
Pratt on future broadcasts down here. He's coming to scout the competition. A fallen general manager. Not everyone can cut it every year in a row, though.
No, that's right. And they've rolled Yeatman out again here, so they put some confidence in the kid to keep doing what he's doing. And he's 7-0 in front. You can afford to give the kid a little bit of rope here and
afford to give the kid some rope. He's
yeah,
struck out 3 out of 4 batters.
Absolutely. Let's not praise too early.
He's your best arm.
No, he has been a great story in this game so far. It's been a great performance from the young Sean Maple. He's 3 for 3 in the game. And Riley Yeatman with 3 strikeouts. Those are probably the 2 guys that you are circling right now on that box score for your Marlins.
Absolutely, yep. They've done a great job, and let's see what he can do here. It'll be interesting.
Let's see if we can get the Rays to put up a crooked number and get some guys in that conversation.
Well,
that's what I'd like to see this inning.
It doesn't look like they're using the Joker card. Now, do you think that's just because they've got Riley Yeatman, who's been dealing so far? They're just
I guess they could take Riley Yeatman out of the game at any stage now. He's thrown his 3 hitters, and you've got some good arms coming out of that Marlins pen as well. So I don't know who's down there getting warm. I can't see that far, but hang on. Clues is walking
well, here
out
we
there
go.
right now.
He's pulling something out of his pocket. Let's see what he's got there.
Is the Joker coming out here?
He's asking the question. He's lost their card. That is what. That's just what he said. Is we've lost our card.
Well, you know, I reckon in that situation, if you lose your card, you can't have it. You need to have your card.
He's lost our card.
The card.
The coaches don't have a lot of jobs,
so
do they?
One of them is to play the Joker card at some point, and he's lost the Joker card. Stay hot, Boots.
So it looks like they're not playing their Joker card.
I'm surprised.
That's an interesting
So is the umpire
call.
just made the call saying, hey, you don't have the physical card, so you can't actually play it?
They're turning everything over in the dugout looking for
So
it.
just for those watching at home, the Joker card, it turns out, it's not a symbolic thing. It's an actual card. Jam shot, first pitch, and that just drops it. They're going to make the play. They are. So another out for Riley Yeatman on the mound.
And a bit of firewood there.
Yeah. That one goes to the graveyard.
That is pretty funny. If you don't have the actual Joker card, you can't play it.
Surely that's not the case.
We're not about concepts here at the Super League. We are about
we stick to the rules.
actualities.
Show us the card. Show us the card.
Yeah, I guess you can't theoretically throw a ball and a strike. You physically have to throw it. So
absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we're at the 3-hole hitter here. We got Tom McGarry followed by Tyrone Hambly.
And I'd like to say I'm upset if they can't find the Joker card. I'd really be upset about that.
Well, surely they should be allowed to play it. We got to get the commission here. Where's Big Colin Alexander? Baseball legend.
I'm sure he's up in the warm heater having a nice glass of red wine.
We'll see what Tom McGarry can do here. He's got on base with a walk. And this might be a little bit of trouble. Shouldn't be, though. And over to make the play is Brody Ariola. So the only base runner that the Rays have so far has come in the form of a walk from Tom McGarry.
So we're getting no hit at the minute.
Correct.
That's what you're telling me.
And that is what you're saying. Is that a little commentator's
that what
curse?
you're saying?
What's happening here? I'm not saying
No
it.
hitter.
Oh, okay, perfect. How do you feel about that one, Dunny?
Smokey, you've been around a long time, but I can't believe you've just brought that up out of nowhere.
Tyrone Hambley.
Watch him break it up.
Well, Riley Yeatman, he's gone now through 2 innings exactly, and he's got 3 strikeouts, and he's got a couple ground outs and that shallow fly ball to left field. It has been a sensational debut under the lights at the Baseball SA stage for Riley Yeatman, and this might be the first that a lot of people are seeing in him, but I have a feeling this ain't going to be the last.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think you're right.
Just down low. He does have some pretty decent velo, doesn't he?
I'm okay to walk Tyrone here. I don't think he's going to steal any bases.
Yeah, 3-0 count.
Designated runner, Dunny. Designated runner.
Oh yeah, you've got all these tricky little rules you just keep forgetting about.
Hambley just watches that one.
So Tyrone Hambley's the new Babe Ruth, right? He just goes to first and walks off. Is that how it works?
He's got the easiest job in the Super League.
Absolutely.
Swings at that one, and all of a sudden Riley Yeatman
Back in it.
back in it. Now, this might be his final batter. It's got to be close. I don't know what the pitch count is, but you figure he's gone through, if he gets through this would be 2 1/3. It's his 7th batter. He's got a few strikeouts. This is a 6-pitch at bat right here. Some basic math says Yeatman's day is coming to a close, and it has been sensational so far. And he gets Tyrone Hambley swinging. 4 strikeouts from the kid, Riley Yeatman, and cool as a cucumber. He's wandering off the field. The debut from Riley Yeatman. We'll remember this one for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to go and change, take his Superman outfit off. And
that, I think, is it. He's getting the handshakes.
He's done a fantastic job, the young kid, and he should be very happy with the way he's thrown tonight.
What a debut from Riley Yeatman. We're gonna get in touch with our correspondent Riley Moore, who's down there right now. He's getting his microphone ready. He's gonna get. Are we gonna get? What do you think? Are we gonna get him?
Yeah, we'll get him. He doesn't want to. He's gonna resist, but I'll
He
make
has
sure I get
to.
him for him. Yeah.
You can't go 4 strikeouts in your 7 batters in your Super League debut.
Nah, absolutely. We got to get him over here.
He has to. This kid is unbelievable. We have so many things we need to know. I mean, is he single? Get his phone number.
Oh, he's running away from me. Hold on, I'll chase him. I'll go chase him right now.
We've got a roving reporter. Look at this. This is Riley Moore doing work right here as the roving reporter. He's getting down there, and here he is, reluctantly. Back to you, Riley.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, guys. In the dugout here with Riley Yeatman. This is technically your Super League debut, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Been waiting all year to play this.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. A man of many words, some might say, but that's all right. We'll pry some more words out of him.
Tell him his GM is very proud of him. He's done a great job.
Yeah, good. I will. I'll pass it along right now. Your GM says that you missed a couple spots. You didn't look that great, and that we needed a couple things to work on. But he's very proud the way you handled yourself. And we'll go some statistics here. 7 batters, 4 strikeouts. How do you feel? How do you feel right now? Walk us through some emotions.
Oh, feeling good. Getting right, working for the season starts, and then yeah, basically that's it.
So I got a little stat here for you. We mentioned it later in the game, but Riley Yeatman was actually on the debut charter team for the Marlins as a little leaguer, and now he's on the debut senior league, or the top club here in Super League. He's debuted on both of those, and he starred in both. That's a pretty cool story. He's literally gone charter all the way through.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, and I'll share that with Riley. You debuted with the Marlins
Little League,
yeah. And now you've just debuted with the Marlins Senior League. How does that feel, knowing that you've been from the foundation's ground zero all the way up to the big time right now?
It feels good. That it just means that our charters are going well with all our young kids and going up to senior league and all that, and plus junior league.
Yeah, that's good. And to finish that inning there, you struck out Tyrone Hambley, who's, to be quite honest with you, a great hitter, and he's proven himself over in America and here in the SABL, and it's not that little of a deal. It's a big deal. How do you feel about that?
Feels good. I can just hang trash on him tomorrow in the office. That's it.
Yeah, that's
There
good.
we go.
All right, and last thing before we go here, we'll say, Riley, you're 16 years old. You play for the Marlins that have pitchers like Tom Fitzgerald, Jason Lott. These older guys will have some immense knowledge for you to learn from. Will you, in your downtime, be able to sit down and pick their brains for pitching theories and situational stuff and composure and all that? Is that something that you take pride in, or is that something that you just think, oh no, I'm here and this is my way of doing it?
Yeah. Basically, like when watching them during like club ball and Super League and like even ABL level, you like watch what they're doing and all that, and like what they pitch and all their timings and that, mix up the timings and that. So it's good to even be on a team with them now and then also playing against them and that during the season.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Riley Yeatman for you guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Great interview there. We just saw the third hit of the game. He's 3 for 3. Mike Bishop, who had him as your 3 for 3 star of the game. He's got his second double. He's already got an RBI, and new pitcher Nathan Vanderlinden allows a hit on his first batter that he faced.
Yeah, and Vandy's a good pitcher. He mixes his speeds up on you. He hits his spots. So Bish did a good job there. Got a pitch middle in and pulled it down the line for his second double.
So Nathan Vanderlinden into the game to pitch. Must mean we have a new right fielder out there as well, too. Missed who that change was. Stay hot, commentators.
That looks like, is that Mason Colville out there?
Yeah.
So who's at first? And Tyrone Hambley.
DH into the field.
That is a rare sight, but we'll take it. So
he's happy to be out there.
yeah, I'm sure he's loving it. After being struck out by the kid, Riley. I mean, his interview even got better as that went on. This kid's a stud. Riley Yeatman, 2 1/3, 4 strikeouts, doesn't allow a hit, doesn't walk anybody. He was perfect through 2 1/3, and a debut to remember, and a debut that's on video as well, too. 16 years old. Patrick Inglis will watch this one over the plate. Nathan Vanderlinden, he has pitched in some pretty big games. He had a memorable grand final series a couple years ago when West Torrens won. He came in to pitch and held a game for a couple innings and walked in and delivered the winning run. This one hit up the middle.
Jack's dead too. He looks like they made a change.
Throw over to first.
Oh, backdoor bone.
Yeah, that was Jack's dead. It looked like he might have replaced Inglis in the lineup there.
Jack Stead as we go there. Thanks, Dunny. Either way, it's a ground out, but the runner does advance over to third, so Jack Stead would have done his job. Young player at Port Adelaide?
Yeah, and that's a good job. That's exactly the job he needs to do there. Just move the runner over, get him to third. Now another ground ball scores another run here. So it's all about execution and ticking that scoreboard over.
Jack Platten 0 for 2, but he does have an RBI. He scored on that little ground ball to the pitcher that was part of that big fourth inning. And this one is chopped. This one could be trouble. Moving over to play it is McGarry. He makes the catch. That is good news for the Rays because that holds the runner at third and gets a second quick out. Take a look at the replay right here. This has to be harder than it looks in a swirling wind. You got to communicate with your 3 teammates, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and you have to be aware of that runner and what he's doing at third too. So, you know, we could have taken off there and just tried to 7-0 in front. You can try and score that run and try and make the guys to make errors, but McGarry played that very well.
Well, Nathan Vanderlinden getting to work quick here. If they can get through this and hold that runner, maybe start changing the momentum. If they can find that joker card, maybe they can play it with a new pitcher
we
coming
need
out.
it at this stage, don't we?
Well, it probably would have worked as this one popped way high. Look out, this one's coming right towards us in the commentary box, and this one drops just a little bit behind us. Brody Areola, 1 for 3 in the game. 4th at bat in the 5th inning. That's some productive hitting, and it's showing on the scoreboard for the Marlins.
Yeah, it is. It's getting through the lineup quickly.
Still only in the 5th inning, so there's a little bit of time, but only 9 outs to work with. And when we start reaching the, when the outs become less than the runs you're chasing, that's when things might become a bit of a worry.
It does make it tough. We need a couple of joker cards, I reckon.
2 joker cards?
Yes.
How about you find your first one?
Yeah, you need to find the first one first.
Highlights of the game so far, we've got Riley Yeatman's 4 strikeouts in his debut. We've got Sean Maples' 3 hits, and Jamie Cloden not able to find his joker card. But again, 7-0 is deceiving because Will Cordocas was pitching well, and it was 3 straight bats that just found ways on base, and a good pitch right there. Ariola might want that one back, and it's a full count. So Nathan Vanderlinden worked his way back in a favorable situation. Let's see if he can get out of the inning clean here. And this is hit over towards Dan Turner. Makes the play, throw to first, just gets across. That will end the inning. And just like you said, Dan Turner maybe doesn't look like he's getting there, but it just calm and cool.
Makes all the plays, and that's a great inning by Nate as well. We need to settle that ship after 6 or 7 runs in that last inning to settle the ship and put up a donut. That's what we needed.
And now Riley Yeatman's not coming on the mound, so that's going to be a bit of a relief.
Yeah, a couple of victories right there, a couple of wins for the Rays right there.
Well, big thanks to our partner here in CMI Toyota. They're a BSA sponsor. We've seen their cars sitting out in center field. If someone hits that, does someone win a free car? Are we just making that promotion up right now?
That's a long way away.
It is a long way away. Someone deserves a car. If you can hit it to center field and hit those Baseball SA CMI Toyotas, you deserve it. But they've been providing exceptional customer service to South Australia since 1963, and they're the #1 Toyota dealer in this state. So go visit our friends at CMI Toyota, and to our players out there, we challenge you to hit those too. Those are cool cars out there. When I worked at BSA, we didn't get cars like that.
No?
Things are changing.
Yeah. Things are improving around the place.
Things are improving. I leave and off we go. There's a direct correlation. Well, big moment here for the Rays. They've got 9 outs, or if time permits, it's a 2-hour game. So we've got about half an hour to go. So they're going to have to balance time and runs here.
I'm gonna think the Joker card's been found.
And we've got a new pitcher on the mound as well, too.
Zane Tomaszak.
Zane Tomaszak. He's a pitcher at Northern Districts. He's a sort of a savvy veteran. He doesn't throw overly hard, but a guy that, from all reports, just uses what he's got, and he's really, really smart. High baseball IQ.
Yeah, that's correct. He gets a lot of outs, throws a lot of strikes, and with some good defense behind him, a lot of ground balls, he'll get some outs for sure.
Western Rays only have 1 base runner in the game. It came in a walk in the first inning to Tom McGarry, and it was with 2 outs. So here
comes the Joker.
We have 3 base runners now.
They have a couple base runners now. So let's see what they can do with a base runner on. We got McGarry at second, and Tyrone Hambley is base running.
That's just funny in itself, isn't it, really?
Well, could be a good chance for that double play. And here, a first pitch swing. This one going back towards center field. This is back, and this one falls. That is the way you want to start with the Joker card. That's going to score 1 run. Tyrone Hambley gets to third, but Sam McGarry makes the Joker card count. That ball was smoked, and it is a 7-1 game.
He hit that one off the screws. Not really sure what happened out there at center field. It'll be interesting to see on the replay. Whether that should have been caught or not, it was really hard to tell, but they scored a run, and now runners at first and third with no out, so now it makes it interesting.
And you've got to think that new fence is going to sneak up on outfielders as well. Used to a warning track, used to knowing where the wall is. I just turned himself inside out.
Well, they have to pile on the runs here. Dan Turner trying to put just a little bit of pressure on. With Zane Tomaszak pitching from Northern Districts, they did hit that ball hard.
This is where the game could get turned around really quickly. No outs and runners at first and third, so we need to throw some strikes and get some outs here.
Yeah, sometimes, when you get that momentum changing, if you're up, 7 runs and then the next minute you blink and you're only up 3 runs, that pressure changes. You've gone from that relaxed mode and you got to change your mind. Like, things change quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just taking a few pitches from Tomaszak here. The lone representative from Northern Districts Baseball Club. And we know that they're a proud club out in Northern Districts. They'll be watching this with great interest, but they've just walked another batter, so the bases are loaded. And Jack Partington has a chance to do some damage.
And a bit of noise from the Rays dugout as well. I think they're starting to get into the game.
So we had the no-hitter broken up on the first pitch of the 5th inning. Jack Partington takes that one. He struck out back in the 2nd inning. That was Riley Yeatman's first victim as he carved up that side. And as a hitter, is that a big difference when you go from facing a red-hot pitcher? Do you feel relieved when a guy like that leaves the game?
Yeah, you do a bit, and then you try and
As this one hit over towards short, could they get two? It was bobbled. That might be a missed opportunity right there. Tyrone Hambley scores. Dan Turner is going to be out on the double play. Sam McGarry advances to third, but Jack Partington gets to first on what will be a fielder's choice. So we've got a runner on first and third. And Griffin Weber, no, we're going to have a
Seichiro
Suzuki.
Now this young man takes some hacks.
He's got some pop, and one swing of the bat can make this game very, very interesting. Henley and Grange product, he's been here for a few years. I think he's now 17 or 18 years old. He trains with the Giants on the development squad as well, too. He's a kid that people think has a bright future. He's small but powerful. And he swings at this one hard. This one going towards center field. Platton's going to grab this one. That should score the run. Runner tagging. So that will advance the runner. And we have our third run. So successful Joker card, 3 runs?
Yes. We discussed this earlier, I think 3 successful. A 7 or 8 would be nice, but 3, we're still going, right? The inning is still going.
No,
Absolutely.
it'd be handy. It's a couple hits right here just to string it together and push that to 3 or 4 runs. But the game is now slammable.
It is slammable, that is true. We just need to load those bases.
Yeah, some hard balls hit in this innings too. So, again, you just need to find a gap here and some more runs can score pretty quickly.
Just that breeze is holding it down, holding those balls down.
Hey, we are at West Beach, smoke, remember. Nothing much changes there.
First pitch swing here from Vanderlinden. It will be a play from Maple across the diamond. They get the out, but they do score 3 runs. They bring 5 batters to the plate, and it makes it a 7-3 ball game. So it just tightens this game just a little bit as Michael Dunn is exiting our broadcast booth just for a moment right here. But we're going to head it back to our roving reporter in Riley Moore. He's down here with Jamie Cloden, who's I'm sure going to be pretty happy after scoring 3 runs that inning. Still waiting for Riley down here to get that going. We'll see what happens. Do we have Riley yet?
You have me, guys.
Oh, we got you, Riley.
We got
What's
me.
up?
We got me. Good. Yeah, just a true testament to the Joker card right there. You're never truly out of this game, are you? You can play a card. You get a couple runners on. Rally starts. How's that for a team morale perspective? How's that feel?
Well, listen to the noise in here right now. Everyone's up and about, and just runs on base is what gets guys going. A few knocks. I mean, and ball's holding up a little bit. Who knows if a couple of those got in the alleys, might even have more. So no, it's just good feeling down there for now, for sure. A lot of talk.
Yeah, definitely. The chatter's definitely up. How do you feel? First game out, getting a feel for your team, different players from different clubs. Is it good to get the rust off and be a part of this first game?
Feeling really cold, to be honest. That's what I'm feeling. But no, it's good. Just and the guys are fine. They're like meeting each other for the first time. I'm meeting half my team for the first time. But I mean, the second time round, you see the bat swinging a little bit better. Pitchers getting some work in early. It's good. It's good fun. A few smiles out here now. It's good to see.
Yeah, smiles are always good. Smiles are definitely always good. Let's head in this dugout before the game starts. But thank you. Appreciate it.
Good on you.
Well, Jamie Cloden getting 3 runs there. That might be the play of the game right there. Finds the Joker card, gets 3 runs on the board. But he made a great point about just having that positive vibes by seeing runners on base.
And that's contagious, whether that runs through this game or comes into the next game and the game after that. We've still got a few players to add to this team as well. So this team's only going to get better. But having Nath on the hill, if he can put up a 1-2-3 inning here, get us back in the dugout as quickly as possible. I'm not sure how we're going with time, but to get in the dugout as quickly as possible would be great.
Yeah, so the game will end at about 9:15 local time. It's 8:50. We are into the 6th inning, and it's no new innings after the hour 55 mark, I believe. So if all goes according to plan, it should be fine to get in that 7th inning and play about a 2-hour, 10-minute game.
Looks like we're on track for that game. Yes, definitely.
Well, let's see if we can tighten this up here. It was just one big inning. Otherwise, it's actually been a fairly close game. It's just that blip of those 3 straight blue hits.
That crooked 6 spot.
Yeah, it's hard to win baseball games when you're allowing six runs.
Yes, definitely, most definitely. Unless we put up 7.
Sean Maple, he would be a key out to show that the momentum is changing. He's 3 for 3.
How do you get him out is the question.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible so far, and he's already fallen behind in the count, Nathan Vanderlinden, that is. It's a 3-1 count. Crafty pitch. He's a smart pitcher, Nathan Vanderlinden.
He's been around for a while.
Loves that game of baseball. He swings at this one. This one is drifting over. McGarry moving over. Hambley falls.
Down.
Did he make the catch?
Oh,
He did.
how good is that?
He makes the catch. Look, my mom says I'm a great catch, but that one might be better.
He made that look easy. He made that look easy. Let's see this again.
Here's Tyrone Hambley taking a tumble.
A dive. He took a dive.
He took a dive. He's just a show. Is this showboating from
Yes.
Tyrone? Here it is.
Yep.
Falling back.
Easy,
Oh, there
easy.
goes the ankles. Down he goes. He makes the catch.
Can we get some oxygen out there for that guy?
That is a
Look at the smile on his face.
that is a great catch from Tyrone Hambley, or an easy catch made easy. But that's the momentum changer right there. And he gets Sean Maple out.
That's
the
how
first
you
one
get
of
him
the inning.
out. That's how you get him out.
Cesar Perez steps in, and a big out too, because you don't want to run around base with Perez and Gallagher coming out. So a 1-2-3 inning here would go down a treat. This one is hit hard over to short. 40 bobbles it, makes the play across the diamond, gets him. Whoa!
I've been impressed with Forney, like knocking that down, cool, calm, and composed to stick with that ball and make the play. And he's done that all night. He's made a few tough plays and made him look easy in the end.
Yeah, and he got him by a distance. But yeah, it's a tough one in the wind. It's been a slippery field a little bit in the day.
It's a bit soft out there, apparently, the dirt.
That's a rumor, right? Is it a rumor, I think?
2 quick outs here from Nathan Vanderlinden, and if he can get through Gallagher, who swings at the first pitch, that was hit a mile, but in the opposite direction.
Galley's looking for one pitch here and trying to hit it into orbit. No runners on. Base hit doesn't do him any favors here. He's trying to hit something large.
Yeah, and he's got an RBI in the game. He's got a couple RBIs, sorry, and he's got 1 for 3 with that double, and that was the one that that might be the one that makes the big difference. 5-3, 7-3, massive difference. He swings at this one, just chopped foul. But how big would this be to get Austin Gallagher out, a 1-2-3 inning? You now only have the bottom half of the lineup, which has done damage, granted, to go in the last inning here, and then you've got 6 outs to try to chase 4 runs.
Oh, it's definitely big, and that's Nate's role to come in these pressure situations and give us a chance, and he's doing that. He's one of the better pitchers in the league. We expect this of him, and this is a great matchup right now, these two going at it.
Just misses that one, so makes it a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Austin Gallagher, 1 for 3 in the game so far. He can make a big difference with that bat, and that just slipped away. Full count. Are you just being a bit cagey here still with Galley, knowing there's no one on base? You don't need to be too aggressive, or?
Oh yeah, no. You try and hit a spot here. You're not going to throw something dead red here. He hits it 100 miles. So, and as you see there, Vandy comes in and throws an off-speed pitch.
Change up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Full count change up.
Absolutely. You're not going to throw something here that he can turn on. So, again, it doesn't make a big deal if he throws a ball in the dirt or throws a ball here. It's just a runner at first base and doesn't mean a lot, where Galley hits it 100 miles and scores a run, yeah?
Good eyes from Gallagher. He gets on board with a walk.
I don't think Smokey was very happy with that call. I reckon he got that outside corner, and he's waiting for the replay on that one.
Do we have it on replay as Jamie Cloden's coming out to take Nathan Vanderlinden out of the game? Here's the pitch. Let's see if we can get a good view of the zone. Well, it looks cool throwing it.
He looks...
Oh,
Vandy
thinks he had it too. Sometimes the reaction is actually all you really need. That's a great shot right there. Well, we'll go. It's another call to the bullpen here as Jamie Cloden takes Nathan Vanderlinden out of the game. Who do we have out here now?
Ryan Broom, I believe.
Ryan Broom. Close. I think it was just. I think that might have been just outside.
Yeah, maybe.
The Vanderlinden's reaction is fantastic, though. So Ryan Broom, he's another two-way player. He's been batting a little bit as well too. But while Ryan Broom's warming up, the man that everyone wants to talk to is Tyrone Hambley, and our man out there, walking out there, Riley Moore, is going on the field for an interview.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm just here with Tyrone.
On the field.
On the field, like any good reporter would do. Tyrone, the allusions to gazelle, cat, ballerina have been made in reference to that catch. How do you come back from that and keep a straight face?
It's all about giving the fans what they want, mate. We're just trying to bring them back next week and just doing my part.
You're certainly doing your part. You're certainly doing your
Definitely
part.
doing his part. So you're saying that it could have been a routine pop fly, but you're trying to sell the game.
For 95% of players, it probably would have been routine, yes.
And just, hey, Riley, just ask Gally behind you, where was that pitch?
Where
was that pitch?
Dunny wants to know where that pitch was.
Oh.
It was a strike, wasn't it?
It was close. It was close.
Wow, could have gone either way.
Check the replay. We'll see.
What does the replay say? What does the replay say?
The replay says it was close, but VDL's reaction says it was probably a strike.
Oh, probably a strike. Probably a strike. All right, thanks, guys.
You gotta love that. I love this roving reporter, and Riley doing a great job. Thanks so much for getting out there and finding out some information as it happens. But we got another base runner on here, and Bass Noy has played a pretty good game, both behind the plate and also with the bat. He's 1 for 2. He's had a loud pop out. He's walked. He scored a run, and he just swung at that one off of Ryan Broom. But it probably works in some of the advantage of some of these pitchers that they only get to face the batters once, and batters don't get to figure them out as a pitcher.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as a hitter, as we know from years gone by, you want to face that guy that second and third time after you've seen what they've got and where they're throwing pitches and how much their breaking ball works and when they throw their change-ups in their count. And you don't get them the first time, you certainly want another opportunity at them, and you don't get that opportunity at this level.
And Bass Noy is going to ground this over towards short, and a nice little scoop there from Ty Forney. And like you said, he's looked pretty solid over at shortstop. The Adelaide Angels product gets the 6-4 out. And hey, that's job done from the Marlins. They keep their hopes alive. It's a 7-3 ball game. Eric Ballnar here with Michael Dunn and Chris Lawson. It's been a pretty entertaining game so far. That 6th spot in the 4th inning, the big difference maker here for the Marlins. Both teams have played their joker cards. We've just got good old classic baseball to play for the last inning and halftime permitting. What are you guys' thoughts on the game so far?
Well, this is interesting now. Big move by our team, the Marlins, bringing out ABL pitcher Greg Moselle. So this is an opportunity where we just shut them down, and if Mosey throws strikes, it pretty much shuts them out here. So an interesting call by Powley, and I think it's the right move right at this time of the game with an experienced guy coming in.
That's a good point, and that's another element of this competition is you only have 30 pitches from your pitchers to actually use. So how do you choose who starts, who goes in the middle, and who goes at the end? You chose to start Fitzgerald. Can't really question that one, but Greg Moselle's another guy that could open the game as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess Fitzy, the point with Fitzy is that he likes to start. He likes to come in. He'd rather come in and start fresh. No runners on, no outs, no hitters have come up to bat. Where Mosey's job in the ABL, this is his job in the ABL, right? So, and that's probably another thing as well to get him ready for that next level is to bring him in this situation, because this is the situation he would play when he plays at a higher level. So it makes sense to throw him at this time to get him ready for 6 weeks or 8 weeks time when we start playing ABL as well.
Mental preparation, difference between starting and coming out of the bullpen?
Yes, definitely. Fitzy's got time. If that's what he likes and how he's comfortable in a game, he's got time to get ready for that. And he's got his preparation, probably 20, 30, 40 minutes for a game, his processes that he goes through, coming out of the pen a drop of a hat. The minute the coach looks down there, puts the hand in the air, Moselle, get ready, you don't know when it's going to happen. So the preparation is completely different for the two. Greg
Moselle, a very experienced guy. He's been an ABL All-Star. He was the Adelaide Bite Pitcher of the Year one season. Last year, he had a pretty decent ERA, just below 3 coming out of the bullpen as well, too. He's a guy that can give you just know what you're going to get from him every time he gets out there.
Absolutely. He'll throw a lot of strikes and get a lot of ground balls. If they can put the ball in play, we just make some outs and we shut this one out. So the interesting thing here is if he does get he gets a few runners on and starts to get a few hits hit against him, what's the next move of the Marlins? I'm not sure what else they've got left in the tank down in the bullpen. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next innings and a half.
Well, if you are the Rays, though, you do have the top of the lineup to work with, which is exactly where you probably want to be.
It's definitely the spot we want to be in. And let's hope Moselle's off for the Rays today.
And this one is a little slow roller. This is going to be a very difficult play. Gallagher throw across the diamond.
Great play.
That's a fantastic play from a guy who's 6'7". He come in, picks it up bare hands, throws it off balance and gets the guy out at first. That's that's a big league play right there.
And not to mention Forney was burning down the line as well. His body weight was taking him towards first base. He's our burner at the top of the order there, and for Gally to make that play, it's pretty good.
The bare-handed slow roller from third across the diamond, and he got him with some time.
And the difference in that too is a runner at first with no out, and a guy that can run and got some wheels. Now you got a runner, you got no runners on with one out, and the number 2 guy up. It's a big difference in the game.
And another slow roller. Gallagher gets this one in the glove, throw across the diamond, and Austin Gallagher does it again. The big American making it look easy across from third.
He's playing over there like he's been there for 15 years. You need to understand that Gally's obviously been a first baseman his whole career. A big hitting left-handed first baseman. He's moved across the diamond to even things up with our lineup tonight and fill another spot. And he's just made 2 outstanding plays.
He doesn't look out of sorts over there at all.
No.
Well, he is an athlete as well, too. He was recruited back in America, both as a quarterback in American football to go play at university, but also as he was signed by the Dodgers and ended up going that route and played some professional baseball for a while before making his way over to Australia. But that's 2 quick outs, which probably guarantees that we do get the 7th inning in. Tom McGarry up to bat here. Can he even just get a hold of one and make this a 3-run game? But 2 tough plays from Austin Gallagher. It's those little differences that make, it's a 7-3 game, but there really hasn't been much between them. You've got those 3 hits that were barely played. You got 2 that were barely foul and 1 little jam shot. And here's Gallagher again.
Oh,
nice play from Austin Gallagher, and it's a perfect inning from Gally.
And that's an interesting play there. I mean, the TV didn't show it, but there was a fairly decent shift on the infield there where Gally was almost playing between shortstop and third base to make that play. The shortstop was behind second, and the second baseman was in the gap between first and second with the pull guy up. So played to perfection, and the Mosey threw the right pitch and hit it straight at Gally, which probably could have gone through the gap if guys were fielding in their normal spots.
What's up, Riley? Are you down there in the dugout trying to find our big American, Austin Gallagher?
We got the big American here. I will say this, especially known for his offense, swings a massive bat and yet flashes the leather, gets 3 consecutive with fluidity. Gally, how you feeling right now?
There's got to be some sort of record, isn't it? Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Nah, it's good being out. Good being out with the boys. Really enjoying the setup. So just being under the lights and being out here, it's been a great time so far. So.
Yeah, good. And I was thinking previously earlier in the day, and I was thinking some dynamic duos. You know, MJ and Pippen, Kobe and Shaq. Super League in cold weather. That sounds about right, yeah?
That's about right. This is a typical day, so we luckily this is my 5th year going into it, so I know what to expect. But yeah, baseball is baseball. It's a great game, and just happy to be out here for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Great on offense, great on defense. Well-spoken, well-versed Austin Gallagher, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we're going to the 7th inning. It's a 7-3 ball game. The Marlins, it was that 6th spot they put up in the 4th inning. The Rays played their Joker's card in the 5th, and that's really the only time they've had runners on base. Outside of that, it's been no hits and just that 1 walk and some nice defensive plays. It's really the big difference in the game so far.
Yeah, 1 innings, and you find that a lot in baseball. You put up some crooked numbers, and the rest of the game's pretty tight.
Riley Yeatman, the 16-year-old, had a stellar debut and another first pitch swing and another nice play from Forney, throw across the diamond. He's made a few nice plays as well, too.
He's looked great out there. I've been impressed with him.
Yeah, this is great to showcase the kids, and see what they've got. And a lot of people through the league during the year have probably not seen some of these kids do a lot. So it's credit to their clubs, and it's a credit to the high-performance programs and everything else that goes on around in the SABL to showcase these kids and see what South Australia's got to offer in the coming years.
Mike Bishop, 2 doubles, and he's 3 for 3 on the day. Fantastic performance from him. He's been a nice surprise in this one, too. I mean, it's not a surprise because all these players are all-star players in this competition for a reason, but it's been contributions top to bottom for the Marlins.
Yeah, and he hit mid-300s last year, I think, so playing club ball for Kensington. So he's getting better and better every year as he gets to gain more confidence at the plate and understand more about baseball.
And All but 2 players have a hit in the lineup for the Marlins, and that is a heck of a throw across the diamond from your boy Dan Turner.
Dan Turner getting it done again. That left side. I'm liking the left side at the minute. They're making the plays. They're doing what they need to.
People are swinging earlier in counts now. Is that a product of what? Game management or?
Oh, I think, you know, it's an interesting concept as years have gone by. You know, guys take a pitch and make the pitcher throw more strikes. Now it's more of a, hey, you get 3 strikes, make sure you swing at them. It's a different concept, and if you're swinging at a pitch, you've got an opportunity to hit it over the fence, so why take strikes when you can hit it over the fence?
So I think this is Jack Stead now into the game?
Yep, that's correct. He hit in the last innings in place of Pat Inglis, I think.
So every player has made a contribution on this lineup so far. All but 2 players have a hit. Cesar Perez is the only player that has been, he's 0 for 4, but everybody else has either scored or had a hit. And this is a line shot and more quick work here. They've really settled down as we're going to head to the bottom of the last. So we're heading to the bottom of the last, and this has been the first Super League game. Big thanks to Just the Thing Furniture, our naming rights partner. They got some quality furniture, sourcing just the best in household items. They got a price to fit your budget. So don't forget to mention Super League Baseball when you go visit that great warehouse. And you can get some free Metro delivery. So go visit Jason and the boys down in Beverly.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got some great furniture. He fitted out my house. Happens to me and my brother too, so that probably helps, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, sometimes
depends.
Depends how you get on with your family,
yeah,
right?
I guess so.
So no, but he does a good job, and he'll look after anyone involved in baseball. He came through baseball as well, so he understands the game and loves it as well. So he's more than happy to throw some money at us and help sponsor the league and keep it up and running, and we'll support him back by going to buy his furniture, which is fantastic.
Well, we've seen some fantastic plays. We saw Austin Gallagher really star in that last inning. We've seen Tyrone Hambley make a diving catch. Riley Yeatman strike out the side. Mike Bishop with 3 hits. We've seen 3 hits from Sean Maple as well, too. A lot of key performers so far in this game. We still have half an inning to go, but anyone that's really stuck out in your mind that you're going to walk away from tonight thinking, wow.
Yeah, obviously Riley Yeatman with his pitching performance and his more than that, I think his swagger just that got me. I love the way his persona came about it and how he walked off cool as a cucumber, knowing what he was doing, and then once he got in the dugout, he turned into the shy young man that he is, right? So it's a persona that a lot of baseball people and sports people have. They get under the big lights and perform, and then walk into the dugout and get a camera in their face, and they don't want to say anything. So. But he's certainly my standout from the Marlins side of things tonight.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, Riley Yeatman for sure. He's, having not seen him pitch before and see the way he got after it tonight, he's definitely the shining light of this game so far.
So Riley Yeatman, I think, is probably going to be our unanimous player of the game, even if, well, I guess it depends what happens in this last inning, but even if they do put up 5 runs, it's going to be tough to really top that performance. Some key performers just looking down the lineup here for the Northern Marlins. Sean Maple, he's got 3 hits in the game. Michael Bishop, he's got 3 hits in the game. And some really nice defensive players from Austin Gallagher. He had a double, a walk, and that big 2 RBI double was the one that really blew the game open. And then those nice defensive plays. So he's really turned up with the Western Rays. It was all back in that last inning where, you know, Sam McGarry had that single to bring in the run. And then some nice pitching performances to keep the team in the game and not letting it explode even more. Even Will Cordocas, who allowed those runs, it really wasn't his fault. They were just sort of unlucky.
No, Will was good. And
Tyrone Hambley smokes this one. Austin Gallagher, are you kidding me? 4 straight plays from the big American. Yankadoodle-doo, Austin Gallagher, have yourself a day.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
Oh,
what a catch.
My God.
What a catch. That was absolutely fantastic.
Oh. Yeah, maybe Austin Gallagher's turned into the standout this game in a matter of 4 plays. Holy cow, that big 2 RBI double. That is a web gem right here. We got to get some highlights up of some of these plays after the game, whether it be Riley Yeatman or Austin Gallagher. Go get that one, Gally.
I reckon Tyrone walks off going, there must have been some black cat who walked in front of me during the night or something after that. That's amazing. He, the unluckiest hitter going around tonight after that.
That is unbelievable. Sam McGarry settles in. He just robbed Tyrone Hambley of that hit. By the way, we didn't even mention it was up to bat. Craig Moselle, he's come in the game and he's got some great plays from his third baseman at Kensington as well, too. And those two are pretty good friends. McGarry swings at this one. 1-2 count. Austin Gallagher.
And that's a big out too, because it would have put a lot of pressure. That's a stand-up double too, so it that would have got people a little bit twitchy if you had a runner at second base with no outs. Instead, it's just one out and bases are empty.
And here is a slow roller once again. Again, a difficult little play. That could be a lot harder, but Cesar Perez makes that play, and we're down to our final out right here. Things not looking great for the Rays.
No, 2-out rally in the bottom of the 7th. See how we go.
7-inning ball games here in the Super League, or 2 hours. And we are right on schedule. Game started at 7:15. It is 9:12 right now, just as you planned, Dunny.
Perfect. 7 innings every week. That's exactly what we plan to do, and you get a full game of baseball in, and everyone's happy.
And there we go. Get the rally started. Dan Turner, he's had a nice game over at third base, making a few nice plays, and now he's got that hit as well, too.
He's a highly underrated player, Dan Turner. He's been around this league for a long time and has been getting it done for a long time. But just probably hasn't got the credit that's due to a guy of his caliber.
And he started at Sturt, didn't he? And then went to Woodville, and then he moved over to West Torrens.
But I think success has kind of followed wherever he's gone.
Yeah, he's been a good steady player for every team he's played for.
Jack Partington steps in. Now they just need to keep stringing together a rally. And you're right, you look back at some of those Gallagher plays, he lets a couple of those go by. That tough, slow roller, maybe you get a rally going. But Tyrone Hambley, if he's standing on base right now, you know, this game is a completely different complexion. Chopped foul. Galley in the zone today, over at third. So Jack Partington, if he can get on, though, and have Seiichiro Suzuki step up. Nathan Vanderlinden in the hole. He's a gamer as well, too, but it really has to get past Partington. A grounder. Is this going to find its way through? Perez slides over, and he just bobbles it a little bit. And there's a little bit of life.
There's life.
There's a pulse. That could not have been hit any more perfectly in the infield. Take a look at this replay. Just jammed a little bit, and Perez went a long way to go and get this ball. Double clutched it.
Just couldn't get it out of the glove in time, and in the end made a good play to not throw it away and just leaves runners at first and second with 2 out.
Well, Seiichiro Suzuki swings at the first pitch. Look at that bat speed, though, but Moselle blows one by him.
This is power on power right here.
Suzuki, a young kid with Henley and Grange Baseball Club. He had that sacrifice fly back in the 5th inning to make it a 7-3 game. Now, are you looking for one big swing, or are you just looking to keep that inning going?
I don't think one big swing is going to get it done right now, down by 4. So I'd like to keep the inning going. Find a way to put the ball in play and see what happens here. Down 0-2.
And I think Ryan Broom is standing on deck as well, too. And Suzuki swings at this one. This is going out towards right field, and it's just going to fall just short of that shortened fence, and that will be the ball game. The Rays try to make it interesting, but it's a big inning in the 4th where the Marlins score 6. Some great defensive plays, a couple nice pitching performances, and it's 7-3 in the first Super League game for the 2020 season. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's a great start to the season for the competition. The Marlins have played well tonight. The Rays will come back. Don't worry, they've got a good side. And as they get more at bats and their pitchers do some more work, this will be a pretty tight competition across the board, I think.
Smokey, we'll get your thoughts as we wait for Riley Moore to get his interview with the winning coach. But
yeah, no, the Marlins look good tonight. They had arms. They kept rolling good arm after good arm after good arm out there. Then they throw young Riley Yeatman in there, who did a fantastic job. Probably an unexpected job from our point of view, but an amazing job to keep his team in there and keep the lead for the Marlins.
Yeah, and just again a recap. It was pretty tight going on there in the 3rd inning. The first Joker card was played for the Marlins. They only scored 1 run. Things were looking good, but then 6 runs with no Joker played in the 4th. And then it was kind of good night Irene from there and some great defensive plays. But let's head down to the field right now with Riley Moore. He's there with Craig Powell, the head coach of the first Super League winning game.
The first game, 1 win, start the season 1-0. How's it feel?
It's too easy, isn't it? Easy game. No, it is good, but he's a good fun to coach. So it should be a good season.
Yeah, I agree. Get the first one under the belt. Feel like you know everyone. As the games go on, you feel like you get more comfortable. Coaching-wise, does anything change? Would you want to substitute anything, or how's the first game look for you?
I wouldn't mind a few more pitches out of the starter. If he was allowed to do 40, like leave him out there a bit longer, it would make it easier. But other than that, these are all like Little League rules that I know, so it's easy.
He's coached Riley Yeatman, actually, from Little League now to here. He must have been pretty impressed seeing that.
Yeah, definitely. Coaching Riley Yeatman down from Charter Little League to seeing him up here. How do you feel?
Riley's one of the original Marlins when they first formed these 3 charters, like back in 2015, I reckon. Yeah. He's been like that forever, so he's going to have a good future.
Just as expected, it seems. And thanks very much, Riley, for all your work down on the sidelines today. And thanks, well done to Craig Powell down on the field as well, too.
Well done. All good.
So that is the final score here from West Beach, a 7-3 ball game. Thanks again to our sponsors, Just the Thing Furniture, CMI Toyota, JSR Plumbing Maintenance, Peak 24 Fitness, Advanced Sporting Services, the sponsor of the Northern Marlins. Fresh and Delicious, they're the sponsor of the Southern Seahawks. We'll get a first taste of them next week. They've got a lot of Goodwood players on that team as well, too. Of course, to our wine sponsor, Anvers. We could literally not have done the broadcast without them.
Absolutely. It's kept us warm all night. Anvers Wines has kept us warm all night.
David Muggleton at Spacequake Sports. Riley Moore on the field. Chris Lawson to my left. To my right, Michael Dunn. I'm Eric Ballner. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you watched all over the world, and we can't wait to for you to join us next week right here at West Beach with Super League Baseball, brought to you by Just the Thing Furniture.